Hello everyone, welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to answer your damn questions. I mean, happy holidays everybody. No, I'm just
Happy
kidding.
holidays,
We're here to do our yearly holiday Q&A time where I can't procrastinate any further. I just have to do it. So we're going to do a Q&A. You guys can ask any stuff about the channel, games, off-topic stuff about games. Like, we're not playing a game today, so I will not get offended if you start asking about a different game that we're not playing. It's totally fine. Totally fine. So that's what we're here to do today. Hope everyone's had a great year. I mean, there's still more of the year to come. Mike, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
You are nuts.
Thank you so much.
No question, just a statement. This is always my favorite annual stream. Love the community you've built and the friends I've made IRL. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
You were nice on that message too. Thank you.
Our community rocks.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't say it enough, but that wouldn't be me if I did. So that's why I don't say it enough. But thank you everyone for hanging out and making it fun when I flick on the cameras and start the live stream. It definitely makes board gaming a way more enjoyable than playing without that. And just playing with Mel. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay.
I'm just
it's okay.
kidding.
I agree.
I still have fun otherwise, but it does increase the factor, especially on solo gaming. Like, solo gaming is like, was always a little weird. Like, I would only do it if I was like locked at work on a night shift and no one was around, and it's the only way I could play a game I was really wanting to play. Solo, and I'd be paid to play it. Again, just like now, but no cameras on or anything. I'm just playing it by myself, you know, at a desk next to a server room, monitoring some stuff, covering someone's shift, many years ago. And then now it's like I get to do it with everyone watching and either ripping on my choices or helping me with choices or teaching me things, or, you know, however they do it is always more fun. But yeah. Janet.
Oh, Janet.
Mama Janet's here.
Thank
Merry
you
Christmas.
so
Thank you for the
much.
super chat, Janet. You don't have to do that. You know that.
Thank you so
Mike
so
does.
much.
You don't have to, though. You don't have to.
Mike was
Just
trying to get
kidding.
on the nice list because your last one said naughty, so.
Oh, Mike is on a permanent nice
I
list with
know.
me, all right?
I know.
I just got a nice Mike. I just got finally. I've not been able to find GameGenic slide cases. Like, I don't use a Star Wars Unlimited deck box, and I remember when I was playing Flesh and Blood, people use these like Ultra Pro mini snaps. I finally found a store local that had them. Like, I couldn't find them even online in Canada at all. Neither product, no product that could protect the beautiful Palpatine card, so that I could actually bring it to a store and not be in a giant magnetic case. Because I don't want to be that guy who plays with it in like a magnetic case or anything, you know. So I finally got a Ultra Pro mini snaps for that card, and I think about you every time. I put it in there and I stare at it, and I think about the evil, you know, Emperor, but I also think of you.
No.
Thank you again. So permanent nice list, always forever.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mike and Janet. Thank you so much.
So now I can play with it when I go back to the stores after New Year's, hopefully, and then start making people not want to play the game against me. I'll be like, hey, it's not my fault I have this leader that I have to play because it looks so awesome on the table. It's like, you can't blame me for ruining your day unless you're playing Sabine, then I hate you.
Excuse me?
What? What? Damn rush decks. Anyways. Yes, we do still have our cabin in the woods. We were here 2 days ago.
Yeah, you might have missed it.
Yeah, we were here maybe 2 days ago. We were here live.
Yeah.
Kyle actually came for the drive, for the, you know, it's a 9-hour drive north, to play Santa's Workshop with us, which I learned is a game that a lot of people have from the first Kickstarter, but there was some new Kickstarter and I didn't know about, and then people like haven't got it fulfilled. The company did go out of business like I thought, because I heard they were doing like shady stuff in the summer, I remember. And so I played it, and like the first comment on the video is like, I can't get this game from Kickstarter or whatever, and it's like, I told you I bought it at a local game store. I really don't care about crowdfunding. Like, I got the game, I'm playing it. Like, I'm not promoting the publisher. Like, if the publisher's not giving you your game, I can't help you, and I don't care. Like, I have it, I'm fine, you know? It's not for me to rub it in that I have it. I was only joking when I was doing that. That my version. But the new version is like a deluxe one, and they're like, the company just filed for bankruptcy or something. Elf Creek Games, but supposedly there's somebody said in the comments also that they're trying to, I Googled it after, there's somebody who used to work for the company and left when they started having money troubles, has his own company now, and he's trying to get the rights to Santa's Workshop to like get it brought back or whatever. So I don't know. My Sabine Yellow one. So yeah, I auto loose the Sabine Yellow with Palpatine. This is like, I've tried everything, and except for some new cards that I still am waiting for the singles to come. I don't think it'll change that win rate though. But yeah,
You never know.
I just hope people get off the damn Sabine, man. We have like a local Sabine Yellow player, and I don't know if he's still playing that, but he was, and he was like ruining people's days. People just got so frustrated playing against him all the time because he's really good. Which is like, I'm fine. You gotta get better, but it forced me not to play certain leaders when I would go to a store where I know he was. It's like, I don't want to auto lose. Since he has like a very high record, it's like, I'll try to give him a run for his money. And I did. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I win. Definitely a great player. Definitely a great player. But yeah, that damn Sabine Yellow is so spicy.
Matthew, thank you so much for the 34 months of support. Matthew was on the naughty list today.
Matthew, Merry Christmas, Robin Mel. Happy New Year. And Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes.
Yes. I saw a cool meme online of like a Ned Stark, the image of like the promo HBO image of Ned Stark holding the sword with the big fur cape saying like winter is coming, but it's changed to like Festivus is coming. Air all grievances or something like that, and it shows like Frank Costanza's face over top of Ned Stark's face, like, and so it's him holding the instead of the big sword, he's holding the pole, the metal pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like really good.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, that's awesome. Two of my favorite things put together: Seinfeld, Game of Thrones. Excellent. Yeah. We got on our Christmas gear here, or holiday gear. Yeah, so we'll be streaming tomorrow. We're going to be streaming Lord of the Rings LCG, continuing that. It's already been scheduled for a bit, and then we'll pick that up after the holidays. But we are going to take Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we have plans on Christmas Eve, full of board games with family. Christmas Day, not sure what we're doing that day yet. We'll see what my daughter's feeling like. And then Monday, though, in 2 days, we were going to stream something, but I couldn't pick a game, and so I just said, well, we'll just take it off and we'll play something new to try to have something that we can play after stream. So tomorrow's our last stream before we disappear for the holidays. So we don't see anybody beyond today. Happy holidays, of course, if you pop in or take off, or you're watching this later and you don't watch our Lord of the Rings LCG series. Yeah, I just want to say that we'll obviously address that in the stream, but I know some people might be just catching this in the next day or two because they couldn't watch live. So just letting you know. Just letting you know. Trajan says, having finally gotten a copy of Descent, Legends of the Dark, I was just rewatching your old Descent videos.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Nice. Enjoy that game. That's a fun game.
Descent Legends of the Dark is the first one of the app driven, and then the second big purple box, which is an expansion, was like, I forget what that one's called.
Wasn't it like...
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I mean, I could look it up.
But yeah, I still would like to play that, and we didn't even go back to play it off stream. But we have a pile of like dungeon crawler type games that like we are gonna play well before we get back to that, if ever. So yeah, but I do miss it. Like I do like Descent, Legends of the Dark. That was like a really great experience. I like that game. I don't know if FFG is gonna continue it or not. I don't know what they're doing with that. I see a lot of clearance, not clearance, but a lot of discounts on that product line over the last like 6 months or so. So I don't know if FFG is like kind of, we'll see, but yeah, we'll see. It doesn't seem to get a lot of buzz anymore than it did the first time. And again, there's like this whole loud, like vocal minority that like hates on app-driven games and won't even try them, but still bitches about them. And like, you can tell they don't play them. And it definitely hurts that side of it. Because they're like going with they just go with what's cool. But it's like, have you tried it? And again, it's very setup dependent, I think. If you like try to play one of those games on a cell phone,
oh my God,
on a smartphone, it's like, that's not the way to do it. But that's what I bet some of these people try it and they're like, not for me. But it's like, no, man, cast it to a big screen at your table with music blaring, like get in the mood.
Yeah, everyone can see.
Yeah. Let the game immerse you. Yeah, you got to click a little tablet or your computer to input stuff, so it feels a little video gamey. But it's like, just picture it's like you don't have to have that friend over who usually is your DM that you don't like, And
you don't like.
Yeah, I mean what? Yeah, Trajan says, yes, got mine at a huge discount. That's great.
Nice.
That is great. That's the way to do it. Like, yeah, like you're going to have just as much fun as we did with it, possibly like for like half the price we did. You know what I mean? And that's great. That is great. And even if they're like not supporting anymore and they see like stores sell out of it and the line actually sells through at a lower price, they'll then know like, okay, we need to make adjustments next time we try this. Maybe the price was too high. We need to make something a little more affordable next time. Maybe the 3D terrain wasn't worth the cost, you know, and the software development maybe wasn't worth the cost. Let's rethink it. I don't think the Descent line is dead, because that line still comes up in people's mouths on top 10 lists, favorite games of all time lists, best dungeon crawler lists. Like best first dungeon crawler to play kind of thing. Like it's a lot of people's like first ones they find when they get in the hobby, you know, when they up the complexity a little bit. So it's still something that's like out there and people will look for. So I feel like FFG's got to, you know, make a product available for that at least. But we'll see.
Steph, thank you so much. 42 months of support.
42 months of membership. Thank you so much. That's crazy.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Rob Mel and all.
Thank you so much.
To you too as well. Thank you. All right, what I'm going to do this time, instead of sitting here chatting forever and answering random questions, just like in the chat, and I might miss some, we're going to do the YouTube Q&A feature. So if you're watching live, hopefully this is supported on more platforms than it was last time and everyone can get involved. I know if you're like watching on an Xbox on TV, it might not be easy or something. But if you have a phone nearby, you should be able to hop in the chat in the live stream. You can even like just do full screen chat, I think, and have the video just running on your TV if you're using a smart TV, a box connected, which whether it's a video game or a, you know, a set-top box, Android box, something like that. But I'm gonna try this Q&A feature again. It's like probably 2 years old by now, so hopefully it's like is more friendly and functional. But you'll be able to type in your questions basically anonymously. I see who's typed them in, obviously, but they don't fill in the chat and get lost in the chat. So in the chat, we can all react live and talk and all this stuff and react to people's questions and have a conversation. But then while we're having a conversation about one question, that shoots the chat up, right? And then people's questions get lost. This way, the questions are actually stored in a separate chat window I can see, and then I can go one by one and we can answer them throughout the stream. So when you enter a question, no, I might not get to it right away. I'll try to get to it later. If you have to leave, you can always come back later and, you know, watch the stream where you left off, whatever, and find the answer if I get to it. But we'll be here for a couple hours answering questions. So I apologize if I don't get to it right away, but it's just the best way to get the questions in somewhere that they don't get lost.
No, I agree. That's
and I might not answer all of them, especially if you ask later in the stream and it looks very similar to one I answered like 20 minutes before, you know. I'm not gonna like repeat it. I'll just like, you know, you gotta go watch back or something. Because we could be here all day and I don't want to like repeat questions for the people who've been hanging out since they got here like for the whole time.
Once you do it, I'll put in a test. Just because I think, remember last time, I don't know if it'll still do it, but remember last time it like covered that first one?
Oh yeah, so hold on, I know. Let's see what they've done. I mean, they got rid of that stupid little cheer button that was covering chat for us.
Oh yeah, the hearts.
So YouTube's improving. It just takes like, they're about 3 years behind on stream technology and stuff. But
they're listening, so start thinking of your questions.
Okay, here we go. Starting Q&A. So I'm gonna start now instead of starting it like an hour in, you know?
Yeah.
So
you guys, then they can build up too.
So I started it. Hold on, let's see. Ask your questions here. Okay, let's see if that works. Start Q&A. I think it'll pop up just like a pinned comment.
Oh yeah, and right at the top it says ask your questions here.
Yeah, just click on that like pinned comment at the top of chat. It should pop open a box.
Yep, and then it says ask question instead of like say something.
Oh, okay. And whatever you type in there will go to a separate window, not get like with it integrated within the regular chat. It's like the cleanest way I've found to do it before. It worked pretty decent in the past. But I don't think we've used it for like a year, so who knows what they've done.
And I just put in a test in case it covers.
Let's see. Mike says, does this work testing? I don't think so. Can you try again, Mike? So to answer the most important question here, Dragon's the first one to get one in.
Oh, you beat me.
Did my question show up? Well,
no.
If I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna have to put some thought into this answer. Now, over the last year, it's been a long year, great year and everything, but yes, your question did show up. All right, anyways. I couldn't think of something more silly to go on about. Janet says, so there's gonna be a problem like with green in these icons.
Oh, I know.
I'm using some kind of green screen thing to catch them. Oh yeah, I gotta move them over.
Matthew's still naughty.
That's the best way I can do it right now. I tried fiddling with it this morning. it's what we got.
Just quickly get to Matthew's super chat before we get to this question, just so we don't lose it.
Matthew, thank you for the super
Thank you,
chat.
Matthew.
Says this double is for another second chance in the Discord. No wonder I'm on the naughty list. There's second chance. Did you do something bad in the Discord again?
No.
I think you're good in there,
You're
Matthew.
good in there.
Yeah. And I read your message before I told you, right? Your
You're
slide
good.
message. I just never responded.
You're good.
I did
Matthew.
read it though, and then we talked in the chat the one time, so I thought we were good. But yeah.
Yeah, you should be good. If you have
Yeah,
any
yeah.
troubles, let us know. You should be okay.
Yeah, just stay out of the Discord like late at night when you're having a good evening with, and you're feeling really good. Maybe just like don't open Discord. Don't open Discord. Or open it and just like, maybe put a password on our Discord so you only are in it when you know the password, you know what I mean? Or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Keep it on brand. On brand. Hey, remember, our Discord is just a way to hang out and chat with people from the channel. But like, if you're gonna chat about
No Discord after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's after 2 a.m., just direct message people if there's someone you want to talk to on our Discord, like chat outside of the, not in the main chat where we just like, the main general chat should be just general stuff about the channel, like, so I can go in quickly look at that, and that's overall general channel talk, or something about, and then there's sub channels for off topic stuff or like, but yeah. That's all.
But not, Matthew's still on the naughty list. Sorry, Matthew.
Yeah.
I think Santa's trying to tell you something.
Yeah, you're naughty for many other reasons, obviously, but I'm not mad at you for that. Like,
But thank you so much.
yeah. Sonia, happy holidays. Yeah, don't feed Matthew after 12 a.m. Yeah. Like a gremlin, right?
Yeah.
Or like don't get him wet.
Mm-hmm.
What else is it? I forget.
Yeah, you don't.
That's a great holiday flick. Gremlins. Always wanted a Mugwai for Christmas. Matthew knows what channel welcomes his 2 a.m. visits. Oh God, I don't want to know.
I don't either.
But which time zone? Oh no! Oh no! We're making this too complicated. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, Janet has a question here. Oh, you passed it. Sorry.
I did?
We didn't answer it. We just went because we answered.
Oh yeah, sorry.
First
I brought it up on the screen and then
And then-
was like, I'll answer in 1 second. Then yeah. So Mel, miss your painting streams. Any chance of getting more?
This is a hard question. Okay, I love doing the painting streams, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge because we want to play the games on stream. I can paint faster. Of course, anybody knows, like if you're doing something on stream,
It takes longer.
it takes longer to do it.
Who
right?
knew doing something on stream live makes it all take longer? I had no idea.
So when I work
That's
from
new to me.
home, I could go down to like my paint station on my lunch, or like while I'm like waiting for dinner to cook or something, and I can quickly paint. So it's been a challenge for sure because we're trying to get games to the table, and
Basically,
that kind of like takes away.
I
It's
can't
very hard.
really quickly. It's like Mel has only so much spare time, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she owns only minimal spare time. And I tried to make it so easy, like by setting her up her own room with her own stream equipment, and she could just like boot it up, click go as quick as she wants. Doesn't even really need me around. I just have to schedule the stream in advance. She just lets me know.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to take away so many barriers, but I cannot eliminate the barrier of like, I realize like, hey, paint whenever you want. And painting, as you know, is like, it's a hobby in itself, takes up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So even if she painted a game super slow, that's just still time in the week that I can't go, oh, Mel, you want to play this game, right? Yeah, I do. I want to stream it this weekend with you. Okay. Can you read the rules with me? Like, can we practice it? And it's like, oh, wait, I forgot you're streaming tonight. And then it's like, oh, you can't do that with me. And then it's like, then it's just basically you guys will get way less Mel in like board gaming streams then. And I will play way less multiplayer games. And I just am not going to get mad at her if she's playing board games with me over painting on a stream separately from me. So it's just like a tug of war, and like it's too hard. And we also have like lots of games with minis that we got done and they're painted and they're fine. But then there's a few where like we want to play it on stream, and it's like if you stream these painting all these minis on stream, it's literally gonna be months till we get to play this game. And in that case, it's just like just paint it like whenever it's convenient. So she can't stream a paint on lunch hour, but she can rip through minis on lunch hour, for example, and that's just easy, right? instead of dedicating time to it. Matthew, thank you for
Thank you.
Elf, Elf, all of you.
He's trying to get nice, but it's not working.
Matthew, thank you so much. Elf, you too, buddy. Speaking of Elf, you, KJ Studios is here. I mean, Derek, how's it going?
But it definitely is hard. It's something that I would love to figure out a balance to, but playing the games on the channel is a priority.
It's just like we literally, Mel could like have her own yearly, like probably paint weekly and not get through all the games in a year, and that would definitely reduce her time playing with me on stream.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, I'd just rather have you paint off stream and like play with me.
There's one other thing that kind of comes into play here is, do I spend X amount of hours painting on stream? Great, it's fun. I love hanging out with you guys painting on stream. But then what if we don't even play through that whole game?
I know.
Right? And then it's like, was that a waste? Could I have put that painting into something else? Well, we didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's hard. But I mean, I'm not going to say never. Yeah. Because maybe if something cool comes up and it's like, oh, I just need to paint these 5 minis and I have an evening, we're not playing it until 2 weeks, maybe I will. But I don't know that it's going to be like a regular thing, because I thought I could try to do that, but it was way too hard for me.
Yeah. It would basically have to be this like own thing that you just do in your time, and then you wouldn't do anything with me. Like, you would have to be your own thing and do that all yourself. It's like quite the task.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something we could still do one-off every now and then.
That's what
kind
I'm thinking.
of thing.
Yeah, like, oh, we got this game and I want to paint it.
Yeah, like a special game that we know, like, oh, there's people that are definitely in our community who are going to play this game and might want to sit with you, paint with you, or like watch you paint it to get ideas, or, you know, just see what you're doing, and like that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it can't be a regular thing. It's like, and not every game we get even needs to be painted or has minis and stuff. So it's like, there'll be points where like Mel just doesn't have anything really to paint. And I'm not gonna force buy things.
Or we make something up, like I'm painting like Zombicide.
Yeah, I'm not just doing random stuff that like nobody cares about, and that's just like a waste of time. And like definitely, it shows so far. Even when she did it a little bit for like a few months in a row, it definitely showed like her time is better spent like painting off stream and then playing with those beautiful painted minis on stream and spending the time learning that game, playing those games. That just works better for us. It's like it just fits the channel better. The viewership's there, the watch minutes are there, everything's just there. Like per the same amount of time, I look back and it's like, okay, you have some dedicated people watching on stream, but it's like definitely those people and more would rather watch you play with the stuff on stream. Like the numbers don't lie.
Yeah. And I have thought of other ways where maybe I'm not painting on stream, but maybe we are posting the pictures or something from the minis or things like that. So I mean, we'll
it's still something Mel does, but it's just.
But yeah, I'm still painting, definitely, just not. Yeah, it's hard. But Janet, thank you so much.
I miss Mel doing them too, because it's like a night where she gets to do that, and like, you know, people from the community, I see them in the chats, and then everyone's having fun, and it's like, I can go do whatever, but it's like sometimes I'm like, damn, like I don't really have something I need to do right now, and it's like I like Mel and I need to do stuff right now, and it's like
But yeah, that's what Terry said. If it's either or better to have Mel in the game.
That exactly. So that's what
people have said too.
Yeah, that's why I don't fight Mel on it anymore. I'm not like, Mel, you got to be consistent. You got to be painting at least once every week or every other week. And like I used to be like that with her, but then I'm like, no, I see the results. It's like it turns into I'm like, hey Mel, we need to learn this. Oh yeah, you're painting tonight.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh okay, then we're playing with Kyle that night. And okay, now it's pushing everything back.
Yeah, I guess I can't play that game with Mel this week, so I'll just put that on the back burner and work on something else. And then it's like, it's just better to have Mel available to learn and play games with us on stream.
But I appreciate that you guys like them.
Dr. Chud says, I bought the LotR LCG core set. Gonna pick up the Gondor and Elves starter sets. And I love the Elves one. The Elves ones, Gondor's, they're all good. Yeah, the Elves one I like a lot. Rohan one was fun too. What campaign box would you recommend to start with that's the most noob friendly? So again, we just started. We're like only 3 scenarios in of Arid Mithrin. And I think, see, my memory's pretty bad. I forgot even that this year we played the other one. I thought that was last year we played it. So like, I mean, on my memory with like what we play too many games and like so much stuff happens. It's like, you know, Gen Con hits and like I start forgetting things and like what happened before that. What games did we play? You asked me if I played a game. Sometimes I don't even remember. And if you ask me when I played a game, I can never answer that usually. There's some games I remember we play around a certain time of year. But anyways, to answer your question, the current one we're playing, I noticed just from a rules perspective, it is very simple. It doesn't add too much rules complexity. does it add challenge and throw things on its head and mess with you a little bit with some good challenge that answers a lot of the staple cards that people play with? Yes, it is built to be like for the hardcore player who like has gotten used to playing some powerful cards. It has scenarios that make you have to rethink those cards and rethink deck building. But the additional rules, it's literally so simple what they did. They just literally tweaked the mechanic and added like one more, and it's like, that's it. So jumping from the rules in the core set to the rules in the Arid Mithrin campaign, there is not much extra rules to learn. It's just get good, scrub. Like, you know, figure some stuff out. So as long as you're okay and like, but we are playing with the starter decks from that set. So it literally, it's like 75% cards from the new set plus core set cards. And a lot of those core set cards aren't even the most powerful cards that we normally play with. They make us play with some cards that just work with the decks. And we are playing on easy, and we are having a challenge. We are winning, but it's like tight.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge, and it feels very rewarding without much. There's not like 100 new keywords and like types of cards and stuff like that. It's very straightforward. And I love the setting. I love the setting so far. But keep in mind, we're only 3 scenarios in out of 9. So who knows what they do later. They could have some crazy mechanics hiding in certain scenarios that just throw things on their head. But we'll see. So yeah. What I would say for first things first is grab that little mini campaign in the that tiny pack. I forget what it's called, but I would recommend if this is easy to find, I would do this. Let's see. I'll bring it up on screen here. So if you go to Fantasy Flight Games page, go to products, and then we hit Lord of the Rings here. We go to Lord of the Rings, the card game. We go to products. If you don't, or you might already have this, you might not think of it as a campaign, but it definitely is a good add-on product to your base campaign and stuff. It is repackaged, or is it standalone scenario? I don't know what they call it.
I think it was in the repack.
Repackaged, probably, right?
Yeah.
This right here, Dark of Mirkwood. This adds a little mini campaign, or I think it can be like integrated into your base campaign, if I remember correctly.
Oh, they said this is hard for them to find.
That's the thing. Yeah. FFG is bad for like not printing enough of things, and then later people get into the game, and if the product didn't sell well enough, they don't reprint it very quick. But yeah, don't pay extra for this. It's not mind-blowing in any way, but it's definitely the most adjacent thing to add to the core set that adds more scenarios that are like, definitely feel like they're just part of the core set, which they were part of like a limited edition core set back in the day. But if you can't find that, if I go back to repackaged expansions, this one, again, I could reapproach this in the future, but Agmar Awaken feels like there's like, with the revised core set, it's like there is pieces missing.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, there is something wrong here. Like it definitely, like, I don't know if the campaign add-on balance it. Maybe we're just bad. Maybe I was playing bad decks. I don't know, but I could go back to this again if they have starter decks in there and try it again on easy with the starter decks they give you. But I think there was just some stuff that was just like weird in that one, and it's like some of the mechanics they use are just like, I don't know, they're assuming you have the whole card pool is the vibe I get, but I could be wrong. This one was fine, I think.
Yeah, I think that one was
Dream
fine.
Chaser was okay, but there was, I remember like quite a few added mechanics if I remember correctly. This one though, the Arid Mithrin, just feels like they didn't add. It's like feels like a nice successor. Like they kind of thought like you might only have the core set with this one, and but again, you could get the Saga expansions too, if you want to play the Lord of the Rings books like or movies in order. You know, grab the Fellowship of the Ring Saga expansion and start jamming through that. You know, because that's like very thematic, and again, but I don't know about being new player friendly. I think that one was fine though. But again, my memory is not the greatest, and we've never played the second one, and I'm pretty sure they get harder and harder. So like you'll want to grab the second one after you play the first one. It might be too much of a jump. I don't know, because remember they were all released like over like the 8 years or whatever the game was being supported or whatever. Yeah, I think no, maybe like 10 years almost. No, it was like not 8 or 9, I think. But anyways, during that time, these were released like years apart, right? So they were also released in mind that you might just have the core set, but they also released like you might have a full expansion of cards, and we need to like keep the hardcore players happy too. But yeah, we're gonna go try this soon, hopefully soon-ish, TM soon, TM. But yeah, I want to try this next, and we'll see. I do want to go back. This still haunts me. Like, I want to play through this because people said it was like so good. It's one of the best campaigns and people love it. But yeah, just I was forcing us to do revised core set only, and I might break that rule if we go back at it again and just find some busted decks that really just like are made to crush it, and then we play on easy still.
Yeah.
Just to get through the story, like just to have fun through the campaign, you know, and but yeah. So do a little more research. What you do is ask this question, because my memory's not the worst. Go ask the Hive Mind. Go in like Lord of the Rings. Go on BGG in the forums. Ask people there because they're like hardcore players there. I'm sure there's a Discord that exists off of the subreddit. There might be a subreddit. I think there's a subreddit for this game. There is 100%. In there, they might have things on the side. Let's see if we can find actually. LOTR LCG Reddit. So yeah, right here, if you go on the right, look at all these new player guides. But in here, just like search first. Because I bet you 1,000 people have asked this question. You can probably search and you'll get the hive mind of players who have also just before you got into this game in the last like 4 years. What was their experience? What one would they recommend? And you'll get more people's opinions than just mine. Is like, I don't have the best memory, but yeah. But so far, the current campaign we're playing seems, and it should be highly available right now because it just came out this year. Seems okay so far. So far, 3 scenarios in. Seems fine. Like, doesn't seem too crazy. It's not like blowing our mind with new rules. We have to learn our timings or anything weird like that. It's just reinforcing the same stuff from the base game. So yeah, hopefully that helps you out. Minion says, other than from chat recommendations, how do you find / hear about new board games? I struggle to find new games that I'd like to buy. Okay. Over the last year, yeah, great question. My like New Year's resolution this year, or my new goal, every year I like to try something different with the channel and take a different approach. I've been doing this for a few years. And I don't know if anyone notices. I do say it sometimes when people ask questions like, oh, Rob, like, tell me all about crowdfunding games. It's like, you know, I used to pay more attention to that stuff. And this last year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay off crowdfunding platforms as much as humanly possible. Unless an IP pops up or like some people I really value the recommendation come at me with a recommendation, I will go and look into that specific game. And then I'll review with Mel and decide, like, is this game for us? Look at the release window. Do I care? Have I been burned by this publisher in the past? If so, close the window, no problem. I just wanted to stay off crowdfunding for a year and see how I feel. See how it affected the channel, and there have been no issues. Of course, we had games that have been delivered this year that were crowdfunded years in the past. I have games showing up in the next couple of weeks that literally I backed 3 years ago, and like I can't help that. Those are going to show up in our collection, and then I'll play them, whatever. We still have crowdfunding games that we got this year that delivered, still haven't got to them to play them. So like the repercussions of using Kickstarter and GameFound and all whatever years prior are still arriving at our front door, and it's like, I don't have time for these games. Why'd I back this game? Why'd I get these extra things for this game? Like,
But at the time, we were like, oh, we don't have a game like this, or, you know, so.
So this year I might have backed like 2 projects, maybe. I've tried to be very good with not supporting that side of the hobby and just seeing how it goes. Because my happy times in the hobby were going to local game stores and supporting local businesses, or going to conventions and meeting local shops that have booths, or even publishers, and meeting these people up front who are willing to connect and put their money where their mouth is, if that's the right saying. Be more confident in their product. Because if you pay the money and time to print a game and get it in a retail shelf, you feel confident in the product, and there's less chance garbage made it through that line, because it costs more to do that. So you got to make sure you maybe play tested or like marketed your game or designed your game or picked a game, not just trying to pump out trash to get a quick buck today and not be held accountable later. That's what crowdfunding can allow people to do. And we've seen it many, many times where people who don't know how to run a business or run a project somehow can just open a Kickstarter account and get millions of dollars from people. Yeah, it's so super easy to scam people on there still to this day. Nobody learns. So I don't like promoting that platform for that reason. I don't like promoting publishers, especially ones that their business lives or dies on that platform. That's scary. I prefer to support the local game store that is bringing way more people to the hobby than crowdfunding ever will. Crowdfunding is there just to fill hoarders and people who have like OCD and collection, have to have everything, FOMO. That's what that platform promotes to me. It doesn't grow the hobby, in my opinion. Very rarely. That's like a fucking diamond in the rough on that platform to really grow the hobby. What grows the hobby is like in-person play and like see what some of the local game stores I go to, even within a couple hour drive, the work they put in to like welcome people to the hobby, teach them games, demo games, open games, take a loss on games, run events, have publishers come in to teach games in person to really grow the hobby and get new peoples involved with like little mingle nights and mixer nights and stuff. Like, yeah. And then there's people that are just like, I need your money on crowdfunding, and if I don't get it, I'm out of business, feel bad for me.
And you'll get your game in 3 years, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So this year I've been like, you know what? I'm going to try to avoid it and see how it goes. See if anyone notices that we're just playing games that like I buy secondhand. They might be from crowdfunding, but I don't want to promote those. I'll buy them later. I will wait till people actually play the game and just buy a copy in the second thing or late pledge or buy it off someone else. Like, I don't care.
Not saying that we have never or won't.
We did back a couple because it's like, I know it's the only way I'm going to find that game. But most publishers I know, it's like, oh, here's a crowdfunding campaign. Oh, their whole catalog is available at my local game store. I know this game is going to retail no matter who backs it. If nobody does, it's still going there. I'd rather give my local game store a little cut and the distribution network a little cut.
And save on shipping.
Yeah, and then save on shipping in the long run and get a better price.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make sure that my copy, if I buy it, that game store is more likely to stock more board games, which will then bring more players into the hobby. So like, I know a hobby and a IP and a game line all survive off new people coming in and growing, right? And if something is not helping the hobby grow, your hobby is at risk, like of not maturing, not being better. So how I find games, back to Minion's question, I just listen to what people say in the chat to me. That's how this year's gone. So going back is I haven't been on crowdfunding platforms. I don't browse websites to see what's up. I don't check BGG hotness list at all really anymore, because that's just like, who knows?
That's
people
Wild
just,
West.
yeah, it's like people just click on that and boost that. Like, it's so easy to like manipulate things on BGG. I can't trust anything on there. How I find new games, I'm in email lists. Again, this is something you could probably do to a degree, but I actually go on every like couple of months. There's a few publishers I'm on press lists with, and I will join like sometimes I'll join video calls, conference calls, watch them after the fact to see what games they're bringing out this year. Like, it's kind of like there's a Gamma trade show. It's like a game manufacturing trade show. I don't go to that, but it's similar to the content you get from there. It's all like to the industry. I'll pay attention to that stuff to hear right from the publisher, like what they have, what they're sending to retail, what they're bringing out this year, what designers they're working with, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll watch that stuff just to see what's going on, like what that company's focus on. And even if I don't care about those type of games, I can see what games are going to be trending based on that and what they see is making them money and what type of games they're trying to bring out this year based on that. But really, it just comes down to, I know people that watch me play games on the channel. Again, this doesn't apply to you as much because unless you have a channel, you don't have people who have maybe the same taste as you watching the same games you're playing. But people in my chat who I know, who are here for a long period of time and enjoy watching stuff and don't want me to play garbage, I'll take what they say as like kind of a higher value. So if Minion, if you were to come in and be like, hey, I noticed you played this game and this game and you really liked it, like, you should check out this game. I seriously do check those out, and I seriously save them for later. I'll bring them up to Mel, I'll look at them late at night, and the next morning I'll be like, hey Mel, I spent like an hour reading this about this game and reading some reviews about it and stuff. Like, would you play this with me? Do you think it's good for the channel? Do you think it's stupid? Like, and let me have it. Like, and then I'll do a little research. Maybe I'll check out some videos or something and just kind of see, what is this game? Is it for me? I'll watch a few turns, on a video and kind of like, no. But again, I don't need games right now. Like, all this year I've been like, I don't need new games. I have tons of games to play. I've new games are just showing up and I don't even know why they're showing up. Whether a publisher sent them to me and I said to send them to me a while ago and I forgot, or I backed it 2 years ago and I forgot.
Or they just have your address, so they just send random.
Or my local game store, I'll go in their database. What games do they get new? They'll send me an email, or publishers will send me emails about their games.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
You can get on those publishers lists. Like for example, like if Chip Theory is coming out with a new game, I'm getting an email about it from their press, but I'm also getting an email about it because I'm on their customer marketing list, right? If you have favorite publishers, just get on their list, and they'll send you games that they're talking about, promoting, bringing to crowdfunding, putting in retail, whatever. So I have a bunch of publishers I like that I went in, and right away I just go to their website, add myself to their mailing list, or I meet them at Gen Con, I give them my business card, and then they add me to their list. And that's how sometimes I know about games. I just look at my email inbox, and I'm like, oh, what are they promoting now? Let me go look at this game. And sometimes I just pick based on that. It's like, does it have a theme I like? But again, everyone's different, but that's just how I hear about my games, because I've tried to put crowdfunding on the back burner. The only way I find out is if one of you guys tells me about a game, or if a publisher's messaging me about a game or emailing me about a game or whatever, or at Gen Con.
Yeah, when
Gen Con's another way. Yeah, Gen Con's a way I get to see like 500 games prior and during Gen Con. I get to look at them quickly, get to dive deep in a few, get to even have hands-on with a few of them at Gen Con. That's how I find games once a year, get to see a whole bunch of games coming out at like North America's largest tabletop gaming convention. And yeah, I don't watch people's top 10 lists. I don't watch other review channels. Like I said before in the past, I did this, I think last year or the year before. I went through my my main YouTube account. I went through and unfollowed everything that wasn't a board game publisher so that I could go straight to the horse's mouth and was not influenced by their marketing money of promoting other channels with free copies or paying them to do previews, so that I didn't get and I see when this happens. I remember I used to time it perfectly. Like I would open up my YouTube the morning of a stream and I'd follow all these channels, like all these channels, tons of them. I followed every one. Just follow them all. I had a whole bunch in my stream. And just so that I would know, this is the way you find out about games where which publisher has the most money. How many rows in your subscription feed had the like same game in the thumbnail, all on the same day or the same week? That's when you knew like 90% of those are paid for. And then it's like, oh, okay, this publisher's got something coming out. Oh, the crowdfunding probably launched today because half of my subscription feed is full of those games. And then I was like, okay, cool. But then the cool games that don't do that, and the small publishers that don't do that, you miss those games because of that. So then I just went through and unfollowed all those because I didn't want to be influenced by any of them. I didn't want to go back a game or look into a game just because a publisher paid more than another. And so I unfollowed every channel. I don't want to be influenced. Every now and then I'll open a video to be like, oh, what's this game? Let me Google it. And I'll find a channel, open it, and then I'll see like, oh, okay, yeah. They watched my channel before. But anyways, yeah. But that's how I do it now. That's just how I do it. It's like a mess. It's all over the place. But yeah.
But also, Minion, you are in our Discord. Ask the question in the Discord of like, what games are you guys interested in? What games should I be looking at? Ask that question. There's people in there that will play tons of different games.
Sometimes I'll go in the crowdfunding one, and like, Kenji will be in there posting a game, and Yogi will be posting a game, and you guys will be talking about these games, and I'll be like, I'll kind of quickly look at them and be like, are these anything I care about? And I'll click on them, go to their pages, look at them. But they really got to wow me or have me really interested if they're on crowdfunding. Because this year I was trying to make the best, so it's like, I just open the page and all I need is one thing and I close it and I'm off. I don't even want to deal with it. If that game is amazing, I'll get it next year or the year after. Because if it's really that good, they'll have another crowdfunding campaign. They'll release it in retail. Somebody will be selling it on the secondary market. I'll be able to get it for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
If they suck, then they just disappear. I don't get to play them. Nobody cares about them. Who cares? Like, there's so many awesome games, so it's like, who cares?
There's a tabletop gaming channel in the Discord, so you can go in there and say, like, these are the types of games I like. Anyone have any suggestions that I should be looking for?
Yeah.
Also, I just want to, while you're looking for the next question, anybody that's posting questions in the actual chat, if you can actually post them into, like, the Q&A at the top, because they may get missed if they're just in the general chat.
Yeah, I'm just reading stuff currently in the chat about the current question I'm talking about. If you're asking your question, there's a pinned comment thingy at the top where you can input your question in the live chat.
It'll go to a separate.
Yeah, it goes to a separate queue I'm looking at on my side monitor here, and I'm going to answer the questions as we go. That way I don't miss the questions when they get lost in the chat. So yeah, and then it rewards people who came earlier, and then I can answer them kind of in order.
That's a great question though, Minnie, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know where.
Mike says, how many games can I convince you get/play this year? I won't pick Cloud Spire, I promise.
Do you have one in mind? that you really want us to play?
Yeah. There's a poll I'm going to put on the channel soon. I mean, I could probably do it right now.
We could do it now and, right?
Yeah. No, not in this chat.
Oh,
I'm going to
right
put
now on YouTube?
literally for our entire community. Anyone who sees my social posts on YouTube or goes to the community tab or whatever can vote on this poll. And it's like thousands of people. I love it. So just because you don't, you know, support us monetarily through a monthly subscription, you could still have a say in this one. But I've been having the itch lately. No, let me do it. Let me do it. Yeah, let me do it. So if you guys want to go vote on it now while I'm mentioning it, you can. But I'm literally going to go right now in the back end.
This is the first we're going to do.
Yeah, I'm going to post it for everyone to see. So even people who aren't watching right now should be able to vote. And I'll leave it up for days, maybe weeks. And it's going to impact a game we play in the next few months, probably.
But I am curious, Mike, if you are still here, I'm curious, like, is there a specific game you're thinking about that you would like us to play? Is that you're hinting at here? Or I'm curious. Also, as Rob was answering Minion's questions, lots of people are coming in to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates.
Let's do... Well, you can put images in a poll now?
Yeah.
Here? Oh, okay. Hold on.
That's okay. I'm just going to take a note of a game that people are talking about right now. So somebody mentioned it. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. Someone mentioned it above, but then it's coming back up here. Union City. I don't even know what that game is.
What's sorry?
You keep no. You're doing what you're doing. I don't want to.
You're gonna note it down?
Yeah. I just want to see what it is first. If it's EGG. So I'm just looking at that. Is it? Oh, is this like a superhero game? Yeah. Okay. This is not really Mel. Okay. Oh, not really. Okay. But occasionally I come across not well-known games that are amazing and aren't covered enough. Yeah. I mean, you can let us know. We can look into it and see if it's something that we would be interested in or something that fits the channel based on like player count and length and all of that stuff. But we do have like factors, right? Because obviously, if we already have a game that's very, very, very similar and it's maybe just a reskin, maybe we're like, we already have a game like that, so we're not interested. But I'll note this one down and we'll take a look at it. Oh, 2021. Okay. Have you seen this? Union City? Is what
that sounds familiar, but no.
Jacko says, oh wait, okay, no. Okay.
Like a Marvel Champions kind of thing? Or like
yeah.
What was that other game we played?
A cooperative superhero deck and board building game.
Oh, board building.
For a team of 2 to 4 players. Each choose an iconic champion to play as and work together to confront and defeat a central supervillain. Each hero has their own unique starter deck of origin cards that highlight that character's unique strength and skills. Okay. On their turn, players will explore to add new map panels to the board. Each map panel contains new union cards to add to their deck. Oh, this is neat. Okay. I've never heard of this game, but I'll definitely like just note it down as something that we will look into. The other thing is like we have to make sure that we can even get games here, but
yeah, being in Canada like definitely limits the games we can get.
I need one more tab
without
here.
paying through the nose.
All right, I'm just quickly looking to see if this is even a game that's. Oops. Okay, it's not sold at our local board game store. Anyway, so oh, but Mike does say that one may not be a great fit for the channel because it has a huge footprint. Okay.
Does it fit on a 3x5 table?
Okay, we'll look more into it because I can't find it on Board Game Oracle either. But yeah. Okay, I've noted it. Okay. Looking if there's anything else that I can blabber on about while Rob does that. Game Turner says, Merry Christmas. I think this is the first of your live streams I've ever seen live. Coordinating UK time to Canadian time doesn't always work. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, we usually have a lot of viewers from the UK and whatnot if we stream in the afternoon our time, because it's like your evening basically. Yeah. Or if we do the morning, then it's like your afternoon, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know when we stream in our evening, it's like, you know, we're playing at like 7 p.m. and it'll be like midnight for you. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like why I notice all our UK viewers are watching us the next morning, the streams we did the night before. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but it's just how it works.
It's hard that we can't.
Yeah,
we can't satisfy everybody's time zones.
Yeah. Because if I try to only stream for UK, then it's like I'm not streaming at the best time for other time zones and stuff too, right? Even ones like North American time zones, sometimes they can be off. If I stream too early for us, then all the West Coasters are like, "Wow, why are you streaming so early? What is this?"
Janet, yes, I'm doing this now. One of them I think is on our like look into list.
So,
thank you.
If we go to here. All right. So I'll drop a link for this in the chat, but if you care, I've been itching to play one of these games lately, and I was talking with Mel about it, I think yesterday, the day before.
Last night.
Yeah, that I was like, Mel, I want to play one of these games again. We've done both of them on the channel before. One much further in the past than the other. Both were with lower quality cameras and technology at the time, even though War of the Ring was only like 4 years ago or something. So we definitely could stream both of those games in better quality now with better sound equipment, video equipment, higher bit rate, resolution, all that stuff. But both games will take us like literally a week of probably not streaming to like learn, play, reread rules, plus regular life stuff, plus maybe streaming other games in between, you know, where we might not stream as much on one weekend at all and just be playing and practicing and then play the next weekend, you know, to make sure it's like a nice balanced, fun and interactive stream and an entertaining gameplay. Both these games are very similar, and you might say, what the hell? No, they're not. One's Star Wars, one's Lord of the Rings. But yes, they're both similar in scope, overall gameplay category. Like they're 1v1 epic, long battling games that are just like, I love them. They're so fun. They require massive strategical experience and tactical depth and like focus during the whole game. But they are some of the most rewarding experiences, win or lose, I feel. And they really represent, like, one represents Star Wars, the epicness of Star Wars. One represents the epicness of Lord of the Rings. I freaking love both these games. They are very hard to get to the table for us because they're just such a time commitment. But I want to play one. I would love to play one right this minute, but the effort is like, oh my God. Once I start getting it out, it's like, oh my God, this is going to take forever to learn. And it's not as quick of a turnaround. And also, it's not a campaign game. So all the effort and the work we put into it, it's literally one stream. And then we put the game away and we play 1,000 other games after it, right?
Yeah.
So I love those experiences. Like I started watching them again last night, like our playthroughs of both of these games. I was like, oh man, I love these games. I wish I could play these games on stream every weekend. But I know after the first one, nobody cares. It's just nobody will watch it as much, right?
Yeah.
And they're long and they're, you know, they're vested, and only the hardcore of the hardcore usually care about these games. So if we were to only spend the time and get one to the channel this year, whether it's in a few weeks or a few months, which one would you prefer? And I should have dropped the link in the chat before I rambled, but I will do so. Oh, I can't really do so.
I think people
can you? Yeah. Just drop this in the chat if you can, Mel, so those can get to that easy. But if you want to find it, just go to Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube or youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table / or just Google Rob's Gaming Table, or just click on the community tab, like down below, click on the icon and go to the community tab. And yeah, you can vote on this. And I'll leave this up for probably a few weeks. And then I'll just look at it one day when we're okay, we have the day. We're going to now start reading the rules for this and take a day off and like watch maybe some rules videos to reinforce, or like get it on the table, set it up and start playing. We need a day or two for that for sure. Especially since these type of games, we actually will like in one evening play super slow and careful with the rule book out, and then we run out of time. So then we leave it on the table, and like 3 nights later we continue, and then 2 nights later we continue again. So it's quite the process for these games. Thankfully, we have extra tables where we can leave games in progress all the time. But yeah, so if I know people have been asking for both these games. Literally, people have been asking for Star Wars Rebellion for like the last, I don't know, 6 years or 8 years or something.
For a very long time.
And I freaking love that game and I want to play it. And I've been so into Star Wars Unlimited over the last year that I'm like, I would love to play a really good Star Wars game on the channel again. And yes, Outer Rim is coming. We will play that with Kyle. That is in the queue. We will play it with Kyle at some point in the next couple months, probably. But out of epic games that Mel and I can play, I've also been heavy in the Lord of the Rings lately. After season 2 of the show happened this year, I'm definitely want to watch the movie soon again for the 8,000th time. And yeah, I'm just having fun playing Lord of the Rings LCG lately. There's another Lord of the Rings, 2 Lord of the Rings themes games we should be playing over the holiday season soon, knock on wood. On New Year's Day, I think we're going to play another Lord of the Rings game. And like we did last year on New Year's Day, where we completely played like, I don't know how many hours it was, but we played through the whole
7, I think.
7. We played through the whole trilogy of Lord of the Rings, the deck building game, which is like an out of print, not great game, but it has movie stills all over it, and it's just like nostalgic to me in many ways.
So fun.
And it's just fun. It was silly fun.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of
there's Kyle.
yeah, Kyle's there. Kyle can't wait. Kyle's played Star Wars Rebellion before, which I had no idea when
I didn't know that either.
I found an old stream on the channel. It's not the best quality, but I was like, wait, there's a stream of me over Kyle's shoulder helping teach him this game, and Shamar's there playing with Kevin's there teaching Shamar on his side. We're trying to teach you guys how to play the game. I don't know, I did streams like that before. I was obviously experimenting, and that's funny. But Kyle's technically played Star Wars Rebellion before, and he probably doesn't even remember that this is even a game, which is so funny. I was like, wait, what? Kyle's played that game? Weird. It's so long and epic, and like, oh, that was before he had kids. Oh, that's right. But yeah, so if we were to spend the time to get one of these games to the channel this year, which one? Go vote. Mel posted a link in the chat if you want to go vote and impact it. Even if you don't care, if you're just like a Star Wars nerd versus Lord of the Rings nerd, vote on if you like fantasy more than you like sci-fi. Like, just vote however you want. Like, who cares? Even if you're not even going to watch the stream, just vote for fun.
Yeah.
It's all good. And we can create a war there. And then whichever one's the winner in like a couple weeks, couple months, whatever, when it fits, we will crack out the game and we will play it this year. Like, we'll make it work. And yeah. And this year's, when I talked about having like a New Year's resolution this year, like the last year, basically 2024, of trying to stay off crowdfunding and avoid crowdfunding games to a degree, and see how it impacted the channel, see how it impacted my health. It was all good so far. It's like literally noticed no difference. It's like great. Next year, I was thinking my goal is to try to play more games like this that I maybe have or even don't have that are just classics. Like when we went back and played Star Wars Imperial Assault, right? That's like a classic, has a huge fan base. People love it. It's not talked about much anymore, but it's like a game I missed out on, never played, didn't give it the time of day. And we still went back and streamed the whole thing. And it still was fun and amazing. We had lots of people watching it and everyone was having a great time. So you do not have to get the latest and greatest to play it on YouTube, to have a good time with everybody.
No.
I just want to play some great stuff. And I don't need to care when it came out. I just need to care that it was great and I either have it or it's not too expensive to find. Because I don't want to play games that are like so expensive that everyone's like, why are you playing this? I can't get this. This is silly. Why are you even doing this? I now want it. I hate you. There's FOMO. I don't want to do that. So we're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But I'm going to do a little more focus on that rather than focusing on new stuff. So I'm going to like kind of say no again this year to more publishers. Like, sorry, I don't want to play your new game. It's not proven. Doesn't look great. Sorry. Not for me. Not for my channel. Sorry. But some that look cool or we're interested in or we see at a convention, yeah, I'll still grab those and we'll play them and stuff. But I still want to just keep that to a lower level. And I might do that. So I might play some older stuff that we've played already on the channel lots of times. But maybe we haven't played it in the last 5 years. And I want to pull some of those out and play some of those for fun. I want to get back to what I love in the hobby. And then like this year, getting back to going to the local game store or the convention to get my games, rather than sitting there on crowdfunding, ordering stuff and hoping it comes and hoping it's not garbage. I want to do that this year of like, keep that going, but also just start playing great games again, whether I stream them or I haven't, or they're old or they're new. I just want to play good stuff that I care about and get back to the identity of the channel and like what I loved in the hobby and what keeps me in the hobby, what drew me to the hobby, and make it more fun and less about work. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And it also makes me different than other channels, right? Other channels just keep churning out new stuff and only care about new stuff and satisfying that audience. And there's lots of options there. There's not so many options of people just playing like great games that are like from the past. And if you look up those games, they're just like, even on my channel, they'll just be like bad quality, you know, like not the greatest to watch, and like, yeah. And then they're not live. So let's do some more live, you know. That's what I want to try to do. So anyways, thank you for voting on that. Okay.
I mean, tons of us, we all have games on our shelves, right, that we can pull out. We just never do. There's
still some I have that I've never played on the channel. I'm like, I'm never going to play on the channel. It's fine. It's not about like going and playing, oh, I have these games that never got played, I need to play them. No, I want to play ones that even I've played on the channel a bunch in like a while ago, and like we'll play them. That's at least what I'm going to try to do a little more, as best as I can. Because there'll still be new games that I look at. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I want to play that, and like I'm just going to do it, right?
Yep.
But I gotta break my rules a little bit, and we'll see. Okay, let's go back to questions. Oh, the questions are coming in. We're falling behind a bit.
Oh, sorry.
I was like good at only having like 3. I was like close.
Well, I think because we were reminded about putting
Derek says, have you all considered going to other cons like UK Games Expo or Essen? Yes, we consider it every year, or PAX Unplugged.
Yep.
Just not feasible or desired? No, it's desired. It's just UK Games Expo happens when Origins happens here in the US, and both conventions will roughly have the same publishers there and talking about the same games or previewing the same games, and not so much about the releases. They'll just be kind of hyping up stuff that'll eventually release at Gen Con anyway. So I still find the more publishers I'm interested in will show up at Gen Con. I can drive there. Yes, it's a long drive, but I can drive there, fill my car with games, and talk to those publishers and meet fans of the channel. I know I can talk to those publishers at UK Games Expo. I know I can meet fans of the channel at UK Games Expo. It's just that's a whole flight involved in shipping games and like, or just not taking games because I can't pay. I wouldn't do that normally, pay for them. I'll just get them when I get home, you know?
Yeah.
Buy them locally. But
yeah,
it is, I do want to check out UK Games Expo at some point, and I do obviously go to the UK. I'd make a whole trip out of it. Of course, we do it. It's just like every year Gen Con comes, and it's like, you know, we have to start planning on that way before. And it's like, I pretty much would say I don't want to go to multiple conventions in the same year because you see lots of the same stuff, and it's like, doesn't make sense. So just every year Gen Con, just I start thinking about Gen Con, and like, it's hard to just say no to Gen Con, and I'm scared to like replace it with something else. Or add something else, and it was like not worth my time. It felt like a waste, and like I don't know.
And then you can't go to Gen Con because you went to this other thing.
Maybe, or I still go to Gen Con, then it's like too much.
Yeah.
Like why did I take 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the year and like disappear from the channel to go to these conventions, and like it didn't really help me or the channel out much. But I would love to go both those places just for traveling purposes and use the convention as an excuse, and then go to the convention and meet you guys, meet the publishers, get some games and all that stuff. It's on the bucket list. Both of them are on the bucket list, and they can happen. And especially as my daughter gets older.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So
it's definitely more likely to happen too, because then it's like I don't have to worry about her at all.
Right. So we have a teenage daughter. So Gen Con is perfect because it happens in the summer.
Yeah.
These other conventions kind of happen still while she's in school.
Yeah, that's
so
the problem.
it's very hard to have arrangements made and for her to still be going to school at the time.
I don't want her missing like school because we're going to a gaming convention. That doesn't sound like good parenting.
Yeah.
But
and I'm sorry, but I really want to go as well. So
Mel needs to go too. Yeah, I can't leave Mel behind. I would get in trouble
we might have to
by
just
you guys.
wait a little bit longer on those, but they are on the bucket list, as Rob said. Yeah.
Like even PAX Unplugged is the same distance for us as Gen Con. And every year I'm like, I'm going to PAX Unplugged this year. I don't care, even if I go to Gen Con. But then when I start getting emails from PAX Unplugged, like, hey Rob, are you coming this year? Here's your press badge information. You know, Mel can get a press badge, all this stuff. And it's like, when is it again? Oh, like first week of December? Wait, you want me driving in the winter, going down there in the cold, walking like in a convention that's only 3 days?
And again, our daughter's in school at that time.
Daughter's in school, so Mel probably has to stay home. So it's just me going down. Do I go there? I've never been before. I know once I go the first time, I'll be hooked. That's the other problem, and I know this. And it's like, wait, those same publishers are there I just saw at Gen Con? Let's see what they have there. Oh, they have the exact same stuff that I just saw at Gen Con?
Yeah, like 3 months later, they don't have anything new.
Yeah, so maybe I just not go to that one and stay warm at home.
But it is a conversation we have every single year.
Every year.
Every year.
Every year I sit down in January and I'm like, okay, Convention planning. What are we doing this year?
Yeah.
I am debating skipping Gen Con this year for fun, like as for science. The one year I did, I felt super depressed and it was out of my control. But I'm thinking like maybe I test that out and see how that impacts the channel at all. Maybe it helps the channel, maybe it hurts the channel, but just out of a theory to see.
But it is the only way to know if Gen Con is helping or not.
If I spend that time playing games at home, if I spend that time if I spend that money just buying games locally or buying things to improve the channel other ways, rather than going down there and filming live and all that from there. But who knows? Who knows? I debate it just to see for 1 year, but I probably will chicken out and still go to Gen Con because I love it. I look forward to it every
once the information starts coming in. Yeah. Heart to heart, but.
Yeah, I've never had a bad Gen Con. I just had Gen Cons that are like, was it really worth it going? Like, it was still some fun, but like, was this one like, you know, compared to other ones that had like big games coming out that we really wanted, and you know, we got to play in this tournament or that tournament, we didn't this year. Like, some of them are like, maybe we could have avoided it, but because you have to kind of invest and book in and set it in stone, kind of very far in advance, you're kind of locked in without all the information. So yeah, but I make a great trip out. I love it. Okay. Nortado says, any interest in purchasing / playing Primal, boss battle, or fun card play? I wasn't interested when I first looked at it. I was very shallow when I looked at it the first time. It looked very basic, very simple, what they presented originally. I didn't go too deep into it, though, to know what they were doing with it. And I said, I'll wait and see. I'm not investing my money in this unknown game. I'll wait to see when it comes out, how people who have way more expertise with those type of games, what people like you think about it. And let's see if I hear about it, like right now, when it's out and it's in real people's hands and real people are playing it, not paid actors. And
I don't think it's out yet.
I think it delivered to people.
Oh.
Because that's why people are talking about it. So then I went and looked for it. Yes, it's pricey. I debated on getting it, and I was going to look into it a bit more.
Yeah, we have looked into it.
It is something I want, yes. It is something I like, those type of games, or games with that type of stuff in it. It looks deeper than I thought it was, but I did hear some people who are not really into it, and what they said was what I assumed. But again, it's not for everybody, and I know it's not for everybody. And it's not exactly the cheapest game just to try. I probably could reach out to the publisher and see if they're interested, if they have review copies available, and then I can try it for you guys. But like, I'm not going to lose sleep
if I definitely get it. Huh.
Yeah.
Like, we have looked into it.
For me, it has things in it that I didn't realize when I first looked at it. Yeah. It seems like they did improve, or like didn't communicate it very well. Because again, when they promote it, it's like all about the minis, you know, and the amount of content, the minis. But now people are playing and they're like, oh, this one's actually good. And it's not too crazy. And I'm like, oh, cool. Let me go buy it. Oh, it's like $200 plus shipping, all this. And like, what if I don't like it when we play like one game of it? Oh, that would suck. I could buy like 3 other games for that price. And I might know I like them better. Who knows? So we'll see. We will see. But it is a game on the list that maybe I'll find a secondhand copy of from somebody who does play it and then get bored of it and sells it. Or I'll find one in retail that's a reasonable price. But I don't know if it's even going to retail.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I was interested in trying it. I don't know if it's going to be good, though. For me, I'm not sure, but it looked cool. Yeah, Yogi says, like Marvel Champions with crafting and a story. Which, hey, that all sounds good to me. Yeah, Mike says, Primal may be amazing, but it's expensive, even for my FOMO.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't have poker chips in it for that price? Is that what's the problem? Weighted poker chips aren't in the box, Mike, so it's like not for you. Just kidding. But yeah, it's beefy. We'll see. I'm assuming it's going to come, if it did do well and people loved it and the community hype is there, that mouth gets out, and people are interested, it's definitely going to come back to, yeah, that's right. You know, Mike, you know. Yeah, so is it going to come back to crowdfunding and then be available? And yeah, maybe we grab it then, just get the core set, whatever, and try it out. Maybe. I'll break my rules of crowdfunding. But my rules are always like, not just jump on a crowdfunding blindly, maybe wait for the second one, wait for real people to get it in their hands, wait for the final product to be out, not just the prototype, you know, and see what the company actually put together for people's money and the time they spent on it. And did they deliver? And then I learn from other people's mistakes, and maybe I play better games in the long run. So yeah.
I think getting in on a second Kickstarter for the same game is not the same Like,
Yeah.
right? It's different.
They usually will fix like erratas
Yeah.
and improve things and maybe offer some little bonuses. But yeah,
They've proven.
the price could be a little more because of time and inflation and stuff. But it's like, hey, I'll probably still get the better copy of the game in the end, right?
Yeah.
And is the game going to be less fun? No. If I didn't play it the year you played it, yeah, it's like I played it 2 years later than everyone else. Do I care? No, it'll still be fun.
And then you guys have all played it, so there's no spoilers.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So never say never on this game.
Will you be playing Zombicide White Death? I never say never, but probably no.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just another. It's the reskinned Zombicide, like another Zombicide, but it's the sequel to like Black Plague. Remember with the snow?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're like we had this. Remember I made fun of it when I saw it. Was like, oh, Frosthaven came out. So Simon said, oh, what can we do? We want to make a snow-covered fantasy game.
Yeah.
Let's just take Zombicide and throw snow on it and try to sell it to people.
Yeah, probably not then.
So no,
because
I
we
don't
have
think
other
so.
Zombicides that we would pull out and play if we really needed to.
Zombicide's fun, and I like what it did for the hobby, but that company just literally reskinning Zombicide over and over again and selling people the same game again and again. I don't want to promote that. I don't want to waste my time on that. I just didn't have much fun when I played the last time we played Zombicide, and I'm sure my tastes haven't changed much with that. So,
well, I think as you said, it was good for us getting into the hobby, but we've now experienced other games that are
that just do things better.
Yeah, fit the channel better.
What are your plans for Christmas and what are you having for Christmas dinner? Our plans for Christmas, we have lots of family plans the days before and after Christmas. And some board gaming meetups and some food and family and friends and all those kind of meetups and, you know, nieces and nephews and things. And on Christmas Day, we'll just spend it with our daughter in the morning, opening gifts with her, and then kind of whatever she wants to do. If she wants to go hang out with her friends, she goes and hangs out with her friends. And I'm totally okay with that because when I was a kid, I spent 364 other days of the year with my family. So on Christmas Day, when my friend got some new Nintendo games or a new sled or something, I wanted to go hang out with him. We were all like, we were so excited with our new gifts. We wanted to go enjoy them together, especially since we hadn't seen each other probably for a few days over the break, right? You see each other every day at school, but you go on Christmas break and you don't see them.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so my parents used to be okay, and like maybe they weren't too okay all the time, but on the Christmas Day, I remember just like, okay, cool, thanks for the gifts. I'm out. I'm going to so-and-so's house. See ya. And then we go meet at a friend's house and we just play Nintendo all day, go tobogganing, whatever. And just have fun together with friends. And when I got older, when I was younger, we were forced to go to obviously family members' houses and stuff like that. But yeah, if our daughter wants to hang out with her friends, she's in her teens, that's cool with me. Especially ones that she doesn't see all year or ones that have moved away and stuff.
Yeah.
She wants to remotely go hang out with them on Christmas Day and tell them all about what she got and have a call or play some Fortnite online with them or whatever. All good. All good.
Yep.
If she wants to go to wait in line 6 hours for a Chinese food buffet that day to give me those Christmas story vibes, we do that. If she wants to go check out holiday lights that night, go for a drive somewhere, we do that. Like whatever she wants to do. If she wants to sit around and I tie her to the couch and make her watch Lord of the Rings all day with me, all 3 extended editions, that's what we do. So
I don't know, then she'd be choosing that.
I know she doesn't choose it, but if she can't untie the ropes, that's her problem. Like, that's just how it works, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. Christmas Day is not locked in, but for dinner, we have what Mel's putting together, which is like a traditional
turkey dinner.
Yeah.
Stuffing, veggies,
and then
potatoes.
I overeat, and then I'm mad at her for making too much food. You know, it's like her fault. It all went in my mouth, and you know all that stuff. So
yeah, but I love making traditional like Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, whatever you want to call it. Like I love making that. So that would be our Christmas.
Well, we got some double questions asked there. Okay. The Elder Scrolls Betrayal: The Second Era will be commercially available in Q1 2025. Am I?
Maybe, am I correct? I think because Yogi answered this in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the answer to this.
I know they got it delayed again, but I think it is coming Q1 2025. And somebody asked the other day in a stream, I don't know if I'm getting like a retail copy sent to me from like a final copy. Like my copy's got some issues, obviously, because it was still kind of prototype, like pre-production. But if they were to send me like a proper copy, maybe I'd give it another run. But I don't want to play with the prototype on stream when people have like a good, better edition. Like I want to show the final product if it's available, not some like pre-production one. So I think I've done my job with that. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to seek it out or anything. But I do like it, but it is more Too Many Bones, and I have lots of Too Many Bones, but I do like it a lot. I honestly would rather play that than Too Many Bones. If that's the question you're looking for. But yeah. I prefer the generic fantasy of Elder Scrolls over the Too Many Bones IP, if that is what you're looking for. Yeah, definitely prefer it. Yogi says, have you pre-ordered Drowned Citri? Is that the citrus flavored version of the Arkham Horror expansion? That comes with a selection of limes, lemons, and oranges?
Can we pre-order that?
Yeah, we can probably pre-order it. But I'm not going to. I don't want to play Arkham Horror. Just kidding. No, I don't think we pre-ordered it, because I think my local game store that I pre-ordered from, which will not be that one probably.
No, I just wanted to see if it was pre-ordered.
It is there.
Okay.
Yeah, they put stuff up right away. But if you can look at the one that's even closer.
Yeah.
Where I like to support them better because they support my card game that I play.
Yeah.
More than that other one does.
Oops.
They didn't have it before, Yogi. I'm waiting for a store that actually will carry FFG stuff. They're just late putting it in the pre-order unless I email them and like, hey, why can't I pre-order this product?
No, it's not there yet.
And then they'll like add it to their database when I bug them, and then I can pre-order it through them.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do that in a month or two. I think it doesn't come out for a bit anyway. But I don't know if I'll pre-order it. I might just buy it when it comes out too. That's another thing.
Just seeing if this has a date, but I thought it was.
Yeah, what are the current dates on that? Is it? It was like.
Wasn't it like?
That was like March, April, or something. I could be wrong. I know they had it in the presentation at Gen Con.
Yeah,
they
I don't
talked
remember.
about it. But...
Yeah, this one doesn't have a date on it.
And they're like, guys, it's not the last expansion for the game. We promise. Even though we told you Cthulhu would be the final expansion for the game, and then we're like, FFG telling us the game's not dead when it's going to be dead has happened many times before. So who knows? But
I love that Yogi's asking for a friend.
Yeah, for a friend, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But if we do it, if they have starter decks in there, I want to play the starter decks like we're doing for Lord of the Rings.
Yogi, are those the deck? Are these the decks you posted this morning for the cycle?
Oh my god.
Oh, that you plan to use. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I think I want to try if they have starter decks. I want to try to play with it on easy with starter decks like we're doing with Lord of the Rings.
And see what happens?
Yeah, I want to see how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
And if not, I'll play with the Investigator starter decks, and we'll pick 2 of those and play. Even though we've done them before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll keep it new player friendly.
Okay. Sounds fun. Good question, Yogi.
I know some people for some games will make, even if FFG doesn't make starter decks for new heroes and stuff, people will come up with like battle boxes and will remake starter decks for different CCGs and stuff. So I wonder if there is such a thing as starter level decks that are equal to the starter packs for investigators that are in other boxes, and if people put those together to make them on the same level. I don't know, but that maybe doesn't work with a co-op game. But anyways, Les says, hi all, Merry Christmas from England. Merry Christmas from Canada.
Merry Christmas.
Hello. Which board games would make ideal films? My top 3 would be Frostpunk, This Way of Mine. I know what you mean, though.
I know what you mean.
War of Mine. And Talisman. Never played Talisman. I know what Frostpunk, the video game, is. I've never played the board game. And we play lots of This War of Mine board game, but not the video game.
Now I'm not wanting to play it.
This War of Mine would be depressing as hell, but would make a cool game. If I wanted to watch a film or a show, I prefer a show. I prefer them to really get in more into the world and stretch it out and not rush it and not make it feel so bite-sized. I prefer like limited series or shows now of diving into things that have deep, rich stories, because then you can actually do them justice. But
yeah, for me, no question. I would just say This War of Mine. I really like that theme.
I don't know.
I mean, it's very similar to the Frostpunk, but isn't Frostpunk... Is Frostpunk... No, I like This War of Mine. And now it's making me want to play the game.
Which board games to make ideal films? Jeez. I don't know. That's a weird one. Yeah, because trying to think of a board game that I'm like, I wish I could... You know what it would be? It's like, I wish I could get more into the lore of this game, but most of the games I feel that way, I can get into the lore because they already have lots of lore. They're like based on like RPGs or other storybooks or novels or shows or movies already. But
you know what too? Like the whole Arkham Horror theme, like I know they had that show that did 1 season that was good. I liked it. I wish there was more like that, like with the Lovecraft lore.
Oh, Jackpot Man's I feel like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings would make great films.
Yeah, you're
Pandemic
probably right.
Legacy.
I mean, what else? I'm trying to think.
That might be too soon for that.
I'm trying to
I
think.
think they already did. Isn't it called like 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and 28 years later, or whatever?
And we already have lots of zombies things.
Battleship. They already did that. There already is a movie. I don't know.
I don't know, but I would say Arkham stuff.
They do. Yeah, that's true.
That would be mine.
I know they've done like there is that one that I still haven't watched that I have, and we should watch that. In the Mouth of Madness or something like that it's called, or I forget what it's called. And then there was that Lovecraft.
Yeah, the Lovecraft Country, I think it was called, right? That one, I like that show, but that one didn't get picked up again for a second season.
I know there needs to be some like, I want more in that Arkham Horror world. That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
Aeon's End would be cool. Even like just any of those campaign games like that aren't based on an IP. Like some of those have such rich stories, twists and turns. Like it'd be so cool to see those characters brought to life.
Yeah.
Even recently we played like Fate Forge. I think that's based off like an RPG world. I don't know if that has ever had any animated movies or live action or anything. I have no idea. I don't even know where that stuff's from, but it was a cool story going on in there, and it'd be cool to see some of those worlds from that game and those little adventures we went on, those characters, and yeah, it would be neat. But
at least True Detective was basically the greatest Cthulhu show that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But we only watched like 2 seasons of that, right? I think it like, yeah.
Which True Detective?
Yeah,
Yogi?
what season? Because we only watched, I think, the first 2. And I don't think you're talking about the season 1.
Well, one of them really stunk and I couldn't continue. And I know they have newer seasons, but I didn't watch them yet.
But maybe one of the better ones, the last ones are better. But because they're like standalone-ish, you don't need to have watched the other ones. Oh, you just mean season 1.
Oh,
okay,
season 1, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. But anyways, yeah.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah,
I love these like
I
questions
like that
that
one.
are not, top of mind.
So I don't. Gumiho Ninetales also asking, did you ever play Legends of the Five Rings LCG game? I can't remember. Let me check. Let's just go here to search on this guy's channel here. Let's see. Oh, this guy has videos from Worlds 2017, Gen Con Tournament 2017.
Oh, those are your playlists.
These are playlists. So in each of these, there's like hours and hours and tons of videos. Gen Con Finals top. Oh, a tournament at 4-1 Games in Toronto. Okay, there's some guys playing it there.
So no, yeah.
No, never heard of it. Never went to the World Championships. Did pretty damn good. Actually did better in this game than I did in Game of Thrones 2nd Edition, which was my primary game. I actually played and did much better in this game, and was an amazing time. That was one of the best Fantasy Flight Games World Championships that I went to, because I was playing in 3 different games at that year, I think. Oh no, maybe that was the one I went for Warhammer. But this one for the L5R was fun because I met so many people who played that. And I met people from Game of Thrones that we were like playing in both, and we were like hanging out, and I met like people I only knew through like online, podcasting and stuff. That was so fun. It was short-lived because, playing for like, hour and 15-minute games all
day,
freaking day. And the amount of brain power involved in those games was rewarding, but in tournament setting, it burnt me out so much. But I was obsessed with that game. I commentated so many matches. I went to so many tournaments, filmed, met so many high-level players, played against so many high-level players. Yeah, that was an awesome game. I played almost all the competitive LCGs since like 2013 or 2012-ish.
I only played this a little, very, very, very little. I did not really play.
Yeah. So if you want to hear me commentating like the World Championships and stuff, you can see that on here.
2017.
Wow. 2017 was the last time I did anything with that.
Wow.
There you go.
Enjoy binge watching those if you're interested.
Yeah. Definitely cool to see everyone like have their own clan and the shirts and the camaraderie and the cheering and the chanting and the, all that stuff. Oh, it was the theme for that game was like the passion behind the fans. I know it wasn't as what it was with that AEG, but it definitely, like the FFG stuff, it did carry over a bit and was like, it was cool to be a part of. And like people who played like the same faction as you, it was like you'd walk by them at Worlds and there was respect there, and like they'd all check in on each other, like, how are you doing, here's some tips, like, what are you playing in your deck, this is what you should do, and like we're all helping each other. And like, yeah, it was like, okay, watch out for this faction, they like to do this, and they're playing this card and this way and all this stuff. And it was like, it was very, very neat, very neat. That was cool. Anyways, yeah, love that game at the time. It was definitely neat. Like, I didn't even need to play it. I didn't have the capacity to play it. I was playing way too much stuff at the time. I was too focused on another LCG. But I was like, I'm going to Worlds, and they're playing this at Worlds. So I quickly, like, I remember at Gen Con we got it, played in the tournament at Gen Con, and then between that and that year's Worlds, I literally started getting people to play it locally, getting tournaments going, helping players learn it, and then got some people into it. Then I felt confident enough that, like, okay, well, I'm at Worlds, I'm going to play in the big tournament. I'm just going to do it. And I did very well. I don't know if I made the cut, but I did have a better record than I did having Game of Thrones, which, like, was super weird to me because I've been playing that game for years and years and years. But yeah, it was cool. Definitely was a cool experience. But yeah. So no, I've never played it. Nope, never played it. Nope. Yeah, rest in peace too, by the way. Okay. I enjoyed watching your Madara Chronicles campaign. I know you liked the game mechanics, but didn't care for the story at all. Will you be getting and playing Chapter 2 and 3? No. Probably not, because I have so many other like fantasy-themed dungeon crawling story campaign games without buying any new ones that I probably could literally play those every week and we'd be busy for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to add other ones to that pile and stress me out. I'm going to be more picky. So no. No.
But you are right. We really like the gameplay of that.
Yeah, and I love the gameplay because it's a clone of Sword and Sorcery. Like the developers literally played Sword and Sorcery, loved it so much. They're like, we want to copy that and put an anime spin on it. And that's what they did. And it's awesome, of course. Because if you take someone's amazing foundation and just clone it, like, it's hard to screw that up. And they did a good job with it and added some twists and modified it and everything. So it does feel different, but it feels similar. And if I'm going to choose between the two, I'll just play the fantasy-themed one that I loved already and know already, and, that I care more for the story that's going on and the theme. That's all. But yeah. Good for them that they're still going with that. I'm surprised that it's still rocking with all the other big box games that have come out since. You know? There's a chance you would play Battlestar Galactica. Yes. We own that.
Oh, yeah, we do.
A fan of the channel, I think it was Sirhan, I believe from Michigan. I think. I might be misremembering. Again, I'm just testing my memory out. I'm probably way off. But we were sent that game from a fan of the channel because we said we were interested in it, but we couldn't find a copy. And that was, I think, right before FFG reskinned it into the Arkham Horror one, maybe a year or two before. So I have a copy of this. I literally was looking at it yesterday. It was on the shelf. I grabbed another game right off the top of it. I was like, oh yeah, we have that. But we have to learn it, organize a group to play it. And that's the problem. You have to
play with more than 2 players, right?
Yeah, and this was before COVID.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if we got that game, we should play that game. We have the people to play it. And then COVID hit, and like we've lost touch with some people. Getting people to play games together like that is not the same. And like people have moved on, people have got kids, got married, have left from our play group and stuff. I know I can find people to play it though. I know I can go to our local game group and find some board gamers that are like, go to any of our local game stores and be like, hey, you got some players around here? I know some people that play other games with, and they would play it with us. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But that does fit the whole, like, just play some older games that are great. Like that was like, people regard that as like one of the best games of that format, even though other games exist. But yeah, I definitely love the Arkham Horror one, which I keep forgetting the name of. That they just came out with an expansion this year for it. Unfathomable. Unfathomable. Yeah, they have an Arkham Horror version of Battlestar Galactica. Same designers. They FFG like modified it to make it fit that theme. But it's the exact same kind of flow and mechanics and stuff. Or the same genre basically. Traitors and who to trust and people deceiving each other, and yeah, good times.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I have that, and I want to play with the Battlestar Galactica one. We could. Maybe we'll do that one time in the future.
Yeah.
Pontus says, how are you liking SWU these days? SWU has not been played at the stores since, like, I think September. I got out of it because I was so busy with games I got from Gen Con. I was a little burnt out on the game from Gen Con and after Gen Con. The second set didn't hit as well as the first for me, obviously, which a lot of FFG games that happens, where it's not as exciting as the first set, and some of the cards that come out are maybe not in the Star Wars IP that I care about. And the third set's come out. There's some cool stuff there. I want to get back to stores, but again, we're just still flowing with games. It's hard to like get back into it. And I have some decks that I built a couple weeks ago, and I just still haven't found the time to go back to the stores to play. But I think I'll go in the new year once everyone's back from the holidays and start cranking out some casual games. I was going to go to some PQs and pre-buy the tickets to force myself to like get serious. But I've just been having fun lately on the channel, playing games and playing board games and playing off the stream with family and friends and my daughter and stuff. Like just tabletop gaming out of my mind. And yeah, not being so competitive with the card games. But I still bought boxes. I'm still collecting the game. I still was building decks. I was building a Palpatine deck. I have a Palpatine deck. I have a I'm brain farting. Oh man, a Darth Maul deck. Like I can picture the hero or the character card, whatever. I have a Darth Maul deck built, a Palpatine deck built, ready to go. I updated Mel's Sabine deck, ready to go. We just, every time we're like, okay, let's sit down and play some games. It's like, no, we probably should play this other game we want to stream on the channel instead. We'll play this game later. And then I clean it all up, put it away, and then, yeah, it's sad times. But until I play it at home to warm myself up again, I started playing, actually, I was going to get back into it and play on Carabast just to practice again, but obviously I want to play physical cards before I go back to the stores to get back, make sure I know the rules, because I read a lot of rule books every damn week, and it messes with me. But yeah, I'm definitely getting that game. Like, there's still lots of local players playing it, lots of stores. I can go every night of the week except for Saturday.
Saturday, I think.
Saturday is the only day I know that there's no local store I can go to play casually, which is awesome. And I still follow all the groups. I still see them all playing. So I'll just go whenever and kind of when I can slide it into the schedule. But yeah. But I still collect it. I still buy it. I still put decks together. I still watch tournament videos. I still follow it. Yeah, I'm still, that's my lifestyle game. That's my lifestyle game.
I have not played it since Gen Con.
Yeah. Yeah, I still even went to tournaments and drafts and stuff after Gen Con, but then I just had to slow it down. I remember even saying the last time I was there at the store, I was like, I think I need to take a break from this game. And the guy I was playing with, a cool buddy that plays it, was like, yeah, I can see if you need to take a break, like, we don't want you to quit. So just, yeah, do what you got to do. And I'm like, yep, sounds good. I appreciate it. And then I just put my head down and went full channel. And yeah, it's like, I know I can put Star Wars content on the channel too to play it. But again, there's so many channels that just focus on it. And I'm just filthy casual on the video side of it. But I play pretty serious when I play it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll go to some PQ still, but maybe not till set 5 or 4. Sorry, or 4. We'll see. But I'm excited for set 4 though. Having some leaders in space. What? Chad, thank you so much, by the way, for becoming a Patreon. Chad, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it popped up. I think it happened during a stream, Chad, and I didn't get the notification till hours after the stream. I saw it and I felt bad. But thank you so much for becoming a member, a Patreon member. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was like, if I see Chad again, I'll remember, because it bothered me. I know I could probably just message in Patreon, but then that means I have to open up the Patreon thing and get it. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much. But I see you there. Mike says, currently, what is your favorite deck builder? Robin, Mel, please. Deck builder, currently, my favorite is Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is my current favorite. It is the one that I would pull out right now and play, and I've been itching to play it. And even streaming the digital one the other day has made me want to play the board game even more, and I knew it would do it, and I hate that it's doing it, because I don't have time to fit it in right now. I'm trying to play other games and learn other games right now. But I want to do it over the holidays. We might still get it in, because Mel isn't going back to work for a bit, so we'll see. But even not, we can get it in a future week. But I want to go back and play that. And in January, I might actually try it solo, even though that feels so wrong, since the digital version is so much better for solo.
But then you'll be able to compare. I mean, I guess it's
I can imagine playing a deck builder solo, Mel. I've done
I
it many
know, I
times.
know.
We play the game. I know what it'd be like. It's just a little more slower, a little more longer, a little more clunkier, and lots of shuffling. That doesn't have to be done when you play on the app. And the
True.
app does more flashy effects because it's digital and can do crazier kind of cards and stuff and just be more interesting. But I do love playing with physical cards over digital, of course. But Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to play right now. I want to play more of that. Aeon's End is probably still like amazing to me, and I still think it's one of my top because
Definitely.
it does so many, like that whole idea of like you're not shuffling, you flip over your deck and the order matters, and like that still it doesn't exist in like I feel like any other deck builder, and that is one of the coolest like out of the box kind of things ever. But yeah, Slay the Spire, that fantasy theme, playing the video game lately, and then yeah, it's just we didn't play enough of it. There's new characters. It has the whole unlock system. Kind of gives me that vibe like when we play Aeon's End Legacy games and we're unlocking stuff. That's cool. But like that same thing exists in Slay the Spire. And I want to play more of that game and unlock stuff for that character. I want to unlock stuff in the board game, add in some of those colorless things and all that stuff that people are telling me about in the digital stream I played. I'll be playing more of that game actually. I scheduled it already on December 26th.
Yep.
Yeah, the day after Christmas. Join me. I'm going to continue my run in Slay the Spire, the video game, if you want to join me for that. If you want to go watch the first Act 1 and Act 2 playthroughs where the chat teaches me how not to be horrible at the game. It was super fun to play along with everybody, and I can't wait to get back to it. So instead of waiting for Mel to go back to work, I'm going to play it when she's busy, and then we'll play it together.
But I think I have to agree with you on those two. Slay the Spire is so fun. We were talking about the other day. Like I would love to play again.
Like I need to play more of that. Like I'm not sick of it. I want to play it. Like,
yeah. Very fun. Those two would be my favorites as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you asked me before we played Slay the Spire, like asked me like 3-4 months ago, it's Aeon's End. That's like the one that we haven't played in a long time. I want to pull it out, play it again. Like I don't want to buy new stuff for it, but I just know the stuff I have. I've not played enough of it, and I loved like so much about that game.
I thought I'd choose Thunderstone.
That was fun too.
That was fun, but I don't know that that would be my top. Yeah. Like Aeon's End is always going to be like really, really high up there. And then Slay the Spire, which we just played, was so much fun. And because I recently said to him, I want to play it again. Yeah.
Again, if you're asking questions, make sure you put them in the ask your questions here at the top of the live chat to put them in the queue so I don't miss them. I see Minion asking a question.
He's talking to someone else.
Oh, okay. Are you going to go to... No.
Oh.
Are you going to go down the rabbit hole of Slay the Spire mods? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'll play it enough to then want to do that before the second version comes out even. And then I'll dive into Slay the Spire 2, right? So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, Dead Cells, people are mentioning that to me too. It's like, it's kind of, didn't get as much hype behind it. It's not as great, people don't think, as Slay the Spire, the board game. Like, if you're to pick two, I hear people say Slay the Spire is still the better game. But if you like if you're sick of Slay the Spire, Dead Cells, like, is pretty cool. And I see Chad mention it there. Because it is also based on, like, a roguelite video game, like a roguelike or whatever.
Yeah.
Same idea. But I don't know that video game that well. Like, I knew what Slay the Spire was, because it's obviously more closer to a board game. But I know what Dead Cells is. But yeah, they came out with a board game this year too. But it's not getting as much hype. But like, I saw it at my local game store, I think. I was like, maybe I'll get it to try it, but...
Just a thief?
I don't know. We'll see. I might give that a try in the future. Stay tuned. Because I like deck builders. And if they take an IP and do well converting it, that's like... I need to promote that. That's good stuff. Instead of just trying to make a quick cash in, you know? Like when people actually love what they're like translating into a board game and like actually show that they know what it is and they care, like I'm down to try that out and reward it. So speaking of Arkham Horror, will you be getting Horror on the Orient Express? I don't remember what that was. I saw that was a crowdfunding one, and then I didn't want to look at it because it was on crowdfunding, and I thought I'll wait till later, right? It's like it's an Arkham Horror thing, but it's by another publisher. Yeah, somebody sent me this, and I was like, "Oh, it's crowdfunding." Like, I don't even know who these guys are. I'm not backing crowdfunding games this year. I'm good. What?
Just trying to see. Okay, that's not helping me. Nope.
But like, I don't know what type of game it is. Obviously, it's based on like the 1920s Arkham Horror time.
Cooperative game where you and other investigators try to survive on the doomed train.
To win, you must hunt out the cultists to stop them from performing a hideous ritual, or have I heard that before, and ensure the train reaches its destination.
Develop new skills, gather items, talk to passengers, discover clues, and ultimately decide the train's fate. Huh. I mean...
Oh, it's by the guys that do the Call of Cthulhu RPG?
Those words all sound good to me.
I know, it does seem like something like, okay, we'd have to try that.
Yeah. I'm just
Maybe I'll pick up a copy later, yeah. I just didn't back it. Like, it's one that I didn't back, and like, if the opportunity comes later, it's at my local game store. Like, I would
have an actual train.
I know, I saw that, and it's like,
I've never seen this game before. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it any good? I don't know. We'll see.
What was this saying?
Okay. Okay, let's keep going through the questions in the question queue. Again, if you have a question, go in the live chat. There's a pinned comment at the top, or you can enter your questions there, and it will save it in a queue that's not in the chat and doesn't get lost within the other conversation. So if you asked a question earlier and I haven't answered it yet and you didn't post it in there, go post it where it says ask your questions here in the Q&A prompt, and you can put it in there. I see people doing that right now. Perfect. Thanks to you, I've been collecting the Mansion Madness 2nd edition and Arkham Horror 3rd edition board games with my housemate.
Nice.
Oh, so you blame us for that. I see. I'm interested in Arkham Horror LCG, but have no idea where to start. Start with the revised core set.
Yeah.
Easy. Revised core set is a fully contained product. Will give you its own little campaign that teaches you the basics of the game. They have enough cards in it to build 4 different starter decks to play with friends that are very straightforward, focus on like little themes. And then you can even from that build 2 decks that are multicolored. And if you're only going to play with 2 players, and build even better and more interesting decks, and try the game out and play that little 3 scenario campaign over and over, and try the different investigators out. And if you played it a couple times and you're like, I love this, it's amazing, then start going from there. But do not buy anything else. Don't go buy someone's whole collection.
No.
Don't go start buying everything available at your local gaming store. Just buy the damn core set, open it, play it. If you're building decks and you're still playing that main campaign and you played it a couple times or more and you still want to play more like that, but if you are just pissed off at the game because you draw the freaking red token out of the bag, and you will get a bag if you buy the revised edition, that's why you have to buy that version, because it has a bag in it. It's just the way to, and it's glow in the dark, so you just have to do it. But buy that base game, support your local game store, buy a new copy of it, try it out, and if you don't like it, pass it on to somebody else. And do not buy any expansions, don't buy any starter decks, don't buy anything until you know you've played the base campaign and you don't mind your ass getting kicked and you don't mind a little RNG ruining everything for you. And you like the story and the thing going on in that. Because that base game, those 3 scenarios in there are enough to give you a taste of what is to come later. And if you don't like some of that stuff, then yeah, you're just going to get more of the stuff you don't like. And you're going to regret all that investment, because it is an expensive game to play and collect. It is a lifestyle game. It's meant to be the only game you're playing and collecting. Like, that's what it's designed with that in mind. It is not meant to be a casual game the way we play it every now and then. It is meant to reward you for living in that game and dedicating all your hobby hours to it. So keep that in mind. If you don't have the room in your heart for that game, like to take it all in, you might be pissed off at that game like I am all the time. But it's still a great game.
I'm hoping you're enjoying those other games that you mentioned too.
Derek says, Mel, will you return to this war of mine in the near term?
I mean, it was brought up today now twice, so is that like
we have expansions and stuff for you.
I am never going to say
I should have put that in the poll, because that also takes a lot of time to learn and epicness, and it literally takes like 8 hours to stream and all that stuff. It's not as much of an investment as playing, since it's cooperative, as playing...
as playing one of those bigger
ones, as one of Rebellion or this War of Mine.
Okay, I want to say yes, that in 2025 we will make another play of this, because but I mean, it's all ultimately up to him. So what
if you want to,
nothing, but
crack the rule book out, read it, teach me how to play it, I will play it.
Yeah, because
but when you're going to put it on me that I have to learn and then figure it all out, then it's like, I'd rather play some other stuff. I love that game, but I don't love it as much as Mel.
This is like one of my
but I would play it.
tops.
I would play it. Yeah.
Very, very good game.
Yeah. We had some fun playing that on stream.
Yeah. I love
We
it.
had some fun months straight playing that one time on stream. I mean, what?
Yeah, it was very fun. I want to say yes. If possible, I would love to play it again.
Brett's here. Hey, Brett.
Hey, Brett.
Says, on a scale of Bob and Dan, who would have come to work on Christmas Day? Neither.
Bob.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would say
Bob. Yeah, Bob would. Yeah.
Not Dan.
Yeah. I can trust Bob to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Dan's like on the payroll, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I check his office and he's like never there.
Yeah, I would say
He's
I would
always
say Bob.
slacking off. Bob, at least he works. Yeah, he's a little grumpy. But like he at least is reliable. Okay. Dan, on the other hand, who knows with that guy sometimes?
That is an amazing question.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah.
Oh, Chad says, please play this war of mine. I gave my copy away to someone whose basement flooded and lost their copy. Oh, that's so generous of you to do that.
Wow.
Okay, so, okay. I don't want to play it solo, Jacko. No.
You can.
But
there's expansions that I think make it like quicker and are more themed and stuff. Remember we played the
pandemic one.
played the pandemic one during COVID, which was like, yeah, that was.
Yeah. I like having Rob here.
That was an interesting decision.
But then I just make all the decisions.
Well, the chat too helps.
The chat helps, yeah. But
I'm just there running the stream and like making sure the rules are flowing and yeah.
That's funny.
That game is depressing. People are always dying. I feel like we're always losing.
Yeah.
I don't get to collect all the loot. Like everything's a struggle. Like I never feel like I'm overpowered and there's an abundance of good stuff we're collecting. It's like we're barely getting by and someone died. Like
it's like you have to make the most optimal decisions or you're in trouble.
It's definitely like a game that's unique in our collection. Like, yeah, it is. It has its own place. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another love this or mine. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. That fits in the whole what I want to do for 2025 is just play these like great games. We've already played a bunch on the channel that I'm like, I would play them, but I ignore them because I'm like, no, we have other stuff we've never played on the channel. Let's play some of that to make more new interesting stuff. They can always go watch those if they want to find them. Like people can find our channel based on those games and watch us play those games already. So like, let's not play games let's play games that haven't had some love yet.
Yeah.
But this year, I think let's just be selfish and play games we want to play, whether we stream them or not.
Yeah. Games that are fun to us.
Yeah. And to the people who watch.
You guys too. Like obviously
that
you
people
guys
that people ask for it, even though we've already played them.
Yeah.
Belko says, from the top of your head, most exciting legacy game.
Most exciting.
I don't know if I honestly consider board gaming exciting, to be honest. Like, I love playing board games, but I never feel like when I'm playing a board game, I'm so excited. Because I'm just pretty chill and we're playing it. We're having a good, like, it might be fun, but the word exciting, I don't know. Interesting, enjoyable, I don't know. But excitement.
So I have two answers to this, and I'll answer before Rob in case he steals my answers, and I have to say I agree with him. One is the very, very first Aeon's End Legacy. That was fun just because we had played so much of the game itself, and then to be able to put it into a legacy, mind you, the second was better, but I'm more saying like going through that the first time as an experience was exciting to me because we'd only played it in the game style. So I like that one. And then Pandemic Season 0, I really, really enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, if we just talk about good legacy games, that's the first one that came to mind was Pandemic Legacy Season 0. But if I was to think about excitement or like kind of invoked some kind of, emotion, Clank Legacy, because the whole push your luck.
Yeah.
And the push your luck of working together, working against, like the way that was designed, the story, the like, obviously just the play of Clank in general, like, should I go push a little more or not, Do I want to get that done now or not? Do that in the next game? Like, just Clank in general, like, it adds that push your luck tension and that pressure of like, I don't know. That was a fun one.
And we did not play the first Pandemic Legacy on stream. We played that with family.
And that was okay.
And there was also like an excitement there because it was new, but we hadn't really played.
Well, it was the legacy game that made legacy games popular.
So that was exciting. Like we didn't play that on the stream for you guys to see, but it was fun. And because we played that with family, it was like making those arrangements to like get together to play that. It was fun for sure.
Derek says, how do I get to hang out with the cool kids?
You are right now. What do you mean?
You need to first be the kid on the block with the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Have the best treats. Okay.
Yeah, have the garage that has
Yep.
just like candy and
Having an
pop.
arcade machine in your garage or your home that the local kids can play, or the latest video game console. That would help. Yep. Also, maybe the only kid on the block with internet. That helps. That helps. Yeah.
You are part of us.
Yeah.
But we're
Derek,
not cool. What are you talking about?
Derek, you can always hang out with the cool kids. Are you a cool kid? I don't know, but you can always hang out with them all you want. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think we're part of the cool kids.
I don't know what hell kind of question this is.
But I just wanted to, before you go to the next one, Velgo has an amazing comment here saying, there were so many epic moments you had with us and the community. I feel like I'm playing with you guys and love the uniqueness. Love how unique the channel is, having us actively be part of the gaming table.
Velko, I appreciate you feel that way.
Thank you so much.
That was good. That means we're doing our job right.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
good.
okay, you just said that and it made me think of something. If you guys have a moment that you guys want to share that was like fun, exciting, or whatever that we experienced together in 2024, like let us know that. I want to read about that.
Oh, Derek says, I want to play games with you too. I see what it is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we want to play games with all of you.
I see what it is.
Yeah. He's missing those Haven digital days.
Derek, that was one thing I also talked about this year when I was like, maybe we skip Gen Con in 2025 just to try something new and see what happens and maybe go to a different convention. But then I also said, if we do go to Gen Con, maybe I go to Gen Con and actually just go and force myself to just not worry about the channel because I'm not streaming. So I got to like make sure I'm making content and everyone knows I'm not dead, and got to meet with publishers and got to play prototypes and find new games to bring home to play. But what if I actually just went and the priority is just to play games with people? Like every day, all day, or just hang out. And that's all I go there to do. Because every time I leave, and Janet, I still regret that last day not taking you up on your offer. Yes, I finally got the monkey off my back of that whole filming of the haul. We got back to the hotel. I got it edited. I got it uploaded. It did very well on the channel. People love it. They say it's the best walkthrough anyone's ever seen of the Gen Con show floor. And that was my one goal I want to do for the whole Gen Con. So when you came and asked me, you and Gary were like, ask Mel and it bothers me that I didn't get the chance to do that. And I am worried I'll never get the chance again. It bugs me. Janet, I want to say that. And you know what I'm talking about. And then, but I did get that done what I wanted to do, but that was so short-term thinking and not long-term, and I regret that. Even though I was sore and I hurt, and I knew I had hours ahead of like editing and uploading and thumbnails and all this stuff. Yeah, and I wanted to get it done before I left to go home. But yeah, I regret that. So this year I was thinking like, if I go to Gen Con, I need to spend more time with people. And like I felt bad. Matthew, one time we're like live streaming, Matthew wanted to hang out with us, and I'm like, I'm trying to live stream. Like I've been trying to do this all week. The Wi-Fi is annoying me. I'm trying to film. And it's like, I really should just disconnect. And I'm at a tabletop gaming convention. Yes, I know, it's my job, play board games live on the internet. But like, where can I connect with people from the channel in person and actually play the damn games that I keep ranting? Everyone needs to play together and like disconnect and have some quality time one-on-one with people. I need to do that more. So like, yeah, Derek reminding me that like, yeah, we need to play more games together. Even if it's online, but I'm thinking like more beyond that. It's like when you guys are playing all day, like, you know, in the hall and doing all that stuff, I'm like, man, I'm running out of time. I got to film this. I want to film that. I want to do this. I want to stream that. And like, yeah, I only have these so many days and I got to get this game. And the guy from Chip Theory is chasing me around. I'm trying to hide from him. And like, yeah, it's just like, anyways, you know, just kidding, Andrew, sort of. But yeah. This year I'm thinking that. So that's how you play with the cool kids, is I need to get my foot out of my ass or whatever the saying is. And yeah, that's what I need to do. But yeah, I still regret some regrets from last Gen Con for sure. All right. Mike says, how many games do you own?
Oh, I don't know.
I never want to count, because if I don't count, I can never have to admit I have a problem.
Oh my God. It's a lot.
Yeah. More come in than go out. That's all I know. So that number is probably way more than I assume it is. We did count it up one year. And I want to say it was probably like 5 years ago or something. I made a tally of like, let's see what we own. Let's see what we don't need any more of this family games as our daughter gets older. What can we give away? And then what did I get that I want to stream that I forgot about and I do want to play still? And I made a spreadsheet and had a list. I was surprised how many we played of them and how little there were that we never played at the time. But then the channel started to take off. We started getting more games from publishers, going to conventions, getting games, local game store. And the games just come out so fast. I add games to the collection. I do get rid of games. I give games away, but not at the fast enough pace to equal out.
Yeah.
And at that time, 300 to 400 games were there, maybe more, not including expansions and
that would have
children's games, maybe not included.
Would you say that was before like you went full time with it?
Yeah, maybe even, or around there. And it's been like double the amount of time since. So it's like, yeah, I don't even want to know. I bought new shelving units. I've started putting games in other closet and storage spaces that I normally didn't put games in before. So
they're everywhere.
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't pay for all of them, which is nice. So it's like, yeah, and we're not in debt or anything. So it's like everything's good there. And like, yeah, so it's all good. But yeah, it's like, and I can get rid of a whole bunch of them. I've just been like either busy or lazy or just not motivated to do it. And I'm not procrastinating. I'm just doing side quests.
Yes.
That's all. That's all it is. But yeah. And then there's sometimes games where I'm like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this. We streamed this already on the channel 5 years ago. It's never going to get played again. We have a new game that's better, whatever. And then I'm like, then the next day I'm thinking, I'm looking at it, I'm like, we probably could actually stream this. It'd be pretty fun to stream this. Because when we streamed it, it was on a crappy camera or like the stream doesn't even exist anymore. It got deleted, full of rules, mistakes, whatever it was. And it's like, we could play that again. Or we can give it away to a friend later instead of me just tossing it or whatever, selling it, you know. Yeah. They're props. Yeah, they're considered supplies for tax purposes. Yeah.
We need to, when we go to that store in Rochester, we need to just bring a couple there and because they buy used games.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's probably the right way to do it because then they're more likely to find a good home.
Yeah.
Because they're put in front of gamers like us.
Yeah. That
will see them, buy them, and actually know what they are and play them versus just putting them online locally or giving them to Goodwill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also support a game store, which is good. And give us some cash back to buy more games and support the hobby and the game stores.
Exactly. But thank you guys, too, for the support that you guys give to the channel, allowing us to buy the games that we do have.
Rabbit Hole's here. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Says, how come you guys stopped playing SWO on the channel? Sorry if this was asked already. I just got here. If it was asked already, I wouldn't answer it. But I appreciate it. Because we are filthy casuals. We were going to just we were going to play like a weekly or bi-weekly and just to keep up with it. But I was playing already, not on stream at the game store. And I'm trying to be casual with the game to a degree and not have it take over my life where I'm now filming games and commentating games and making content on the channel. Then the board games kind of get shoved to the side. So I just want to play it casual to get away from work, basically, if that makes sense. So when I start playing it on the channel and we're keeping up with it, we're just casuals, right? Mel doesn't dedicate as much time to it as I do. And there's already people out there playing lots of games who know the game very well and who build their own decks and all that stuff. We're just casuals. So then I thought maybe we just play the starter decks when they release new starter decks. And we play with the new starter decks and then we do little tournaments or we just play that on the channel to show the game to new players. But we already did that. And then FFG announced they're going to stop doing starter decks. And they're going to just do them randomly in the future, very rarely. But they wanted the first year to have starter decks with each set. And then now they're going to do spotlight decks, which are single decks that are more powerful, that are meant to be purchased and can be playable at casual play.
Okay.
Which the starter decks really can't. You need to buy extra cards to beef them up.
Yeah.
And those spotlight packs come with a booster pack inside to get people a little hooked. They're similar to other projects you see in other CCGs and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a Han Solo deck and a Boba Fett deck available for set 4. They're called Spotlight decks. They're going to look just like starter decks on the shelf, but just a single deck is in them. And yes, you can buy both and play them together. Yes, it will cost you more. So we will still buy those, but we can't really play those against starter decks because they're more powerful. They're not meant to be down on that intro power level. They're actually meant to be a little more complicated and, you know, that you could actually like join your weekly play and to still do okay is the idea. So yeah, that series is just dead. But there is that one channel that I found that does make starter decks, or it was a website or something that makes starter decks of all the leaders. They go through and make them on the same power level. so you can make a battle box.
Oh.
So if I ever wanted to do that and just be casual, I could go make starter decks. If I ever stopped playing Swoosh so serious, I could just make starter decks and we have a battle box, and we could play like the Darth Vader starter deck against like, I don't know, Darth Maul starter deck because some guy like put the right cards in and balanced it, and like, yeah. So I don't know. I was just gonna be casual on the channel to make it like I'm a gateway into the game. So if people are interested in Star Wars to watch other games on the channel, might want to play that game and can play it casually. But since FFG's given up on the starter deck stuff, and that's like the greatest way into the game, I'll just stick to playing it off stream and have fun enjoying it. I might crack a box every now and then on stream for fun, but it's like,
yeah, that's just for fun.
yeah,
That's not
keeping up and playing it all the time. Like, if you want to see someone play with decks, there's tons of channels that literally that's the only thing they do, and you can go hang out on those channels. That's totally fine. But it's hard for me to give that a lifestyle game the proper coverage it needs without fully becoming a Star Wars channel, if that makes sense. But I also debated, like, do I bring cameras and do live streams from the local game store, playing weekly casual like I used to do with other games? But then that becomes a whole other thing, and it starts eating in. And it's like, then that becomes work, and it's not casual anymore. And I was trying to use Star Wars Limited to just have fun and make it my escape, not also rope it into work, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I still love it. I'm still going to play it, but that's where we're at. But on the channel, I don't know if it's a fit. I don't know if it's a fit, but I do love the game still. Okay. I think that's all the questions I have here in the back end that I see.
Can I ask a question for the chat?
Yeah.
This is for the chat, people live, comments later. And your answer doesn't drive my question, but I'm curious from you guys that are watching, what do you like most from the channel? What do you like least? Like, is there things that we can improve on? Is there things that we should do more of, less of? Like, I'm just curious about like people's thoughts on the channel overall. And then we can take that and, you know, think about things. Like, I know you said about playing bigger epic games.
Not bigger epic games.
Or like
just good games, even if we've already played them on the channel that we haven't played in a few years, or games that we've never played on the channel that are older, that are just great games. I want to play those kind of games.
Yeah. Okay.
Not so much the new hotness, not so much something that was on crowdfunding this year or last year. Like, let's just play something that's great. Like, let's pull out, if people want to see Star Wars Rebellion or War of the Ring, go vote on the poll on the community tab and make your choice. But like a game like that, or like the talk before about Battlestar Galactica, like if we can get people together to learn that and play it, again, the theme probably won't hit with many people because I don't think that theme's really been pushed in many, many years.
No.
But I still understand what it is,
Yeah.
and like, you know, sci-fi deduction, kind of like whatever, games like that, you know. And the example was when we played Star Wars Imperial Assault every week with Kyle. We went through a whole campaign. Like, that was out of nowhere, and I was like, you know what? Let's just play this damn game. This game has been out for years. It's a great game. People love it. Let's just like play it on the channel, even though it's not the new hotness. It's just a great game. Like, let's just play some great games and not care about if they're new, not care about if they're crowdfunded, like not care about if we've already streamed them. Like, let's just play good stuff. And we'll still play other things, but like, let's just kind of prioritize that a little bit and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And maybe not go to Gen Con. And maybe if we do go to Gen Con, let's not buy a whole bunch of games. Let's maybe buy some used games or get some games off people that are trading games or something, some great games from the past, and play those.
Yeah.
And just have some fun playing some fun games that are great for the hobby, that people love, and are quality, not just the new junk that keeps getting pushed out, making you want to forget about the old junk.
Yeah. Jacob Manson asked you questions, but they didn't show up. Did you put them in the Q&A tab?
I don't see them.
So make sure you click on it's like almost like a pinned comment. If you click on that, you can put them in there.
Yeah, it says in the chat, ask your questions here. Click on that and put your question in.
Yeah. Because if they were in the chat, we probably missed
I miss them if they're in the chat. I'm only reading stuff in the chat that's related to what we're currently talking about. And yeah, and then I look up sometimes and the chat's totally moved. And I don't see it on the screen.
You did it in the Q&A?
Maybe we... I don't see you in there.
Can you do it? Can you try again?
Well, let me...
Oh, because there's like the Q&A bar does block, but I don't know.
I scroll down the bottom. I don't see.
Try one more time.
Oh, Mike says you have to click the ask question button.
Yeah, if you click the ask question button, then it's almost like you're typing it. Yeah, try again. It's almost like you're typing it like a chat. Then if you have to ask your question here, you have to click on that, and then yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's working for everybody. That's the problem. Like, we haven't used it in like a year, but it is working for some people for sure. But I don't know if it works on every platform, you know? And I don't know how fast it refreshes and stuff. Maybe it's like not.
Yeah.
And there's no like, it's not like the before when we have like the problem with top chat and live chat and it filters people out sometimes. It's only one choice, so. I just refreshed it, but I don't see any questions from you. And I had them all, I answered every question that's in there.
Yeah, okay.
They all mark off. They all mark off when I answer them. Yogi just put in a test.
Okay, yep, it's working. Hopefully it's working for Jackpot Man.
Yeah.
He did it again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, mine didn't work either, says Jacko. Oh.
Maybe it was like I don't know, but Yogi's just worked, so it's like, I would think maybe a timer ran out or something. Weird. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll back up and see if I can find it in the regular chat.
I can see if
Oh, no, if you didn't post it in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like, it's just gone.
Yeah.
So maybe do you want to take a few questions from the chat if they tell them, like, for those that it didn't work? They should type them again?
Yeah, let me just end it, the Q&A thing, since it's not really working for everybody. That sucks.
That's crazy that it, yeah, that sucks. And we don't even have any idea if it, so if we have not answered your question.
Yeah, Janet's worked. I just saw yours, Janet, in there. Okay, I'm just going to end it, though. So, like, I feel bad if people are typing stuff in, it's not going anywhere. That's garbage.
So, Jackpot Man, put it in.
Yeah, ask your question in the regular chat. That's fine.
We'll answer it again. And my
oh, that sucks. So other people might have been asking their question because I wasn't answering it because I don't see it.
Right.
Oh, I feel bad now.
So I guess if you've asked a question that we didn't answer, just throw it in the chat.
Dear YouTube, you piece of Oh, another add-on to the whole poll of Star Wars Rebellion versus War of the Ring. Both of them will play with at least one of the expansions. Like Rebellion only has one expansion, I think. We'd play with that, and because it did make the fighting better, I remember. And then War of the Ring will definitely put in at least one expansion. That is my goal. We're not going to play the exact same format we played last time. I should have mentioned that maybe in the poll, but I don't think that would change people's opinion at all. But yeah, I definitely want to make it like interesting. So. Brett says, "Do some of your rants surprise you at the end of them?" Yep. Like, did I really say that on YouTube today, Mel? It's like, yep, you just ranted about that for 20 minutes. Did I really? I blacked out. I don't remember. Let me go watch it. Whoa.
His rants are so like off the chest and like
I basically
they just come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
right?
I get into like fight or flight, and it's the fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? This is what I think.
They're so organic.
Like, I'm tired of this
hilarious.
crap, and here's what I have to say.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me? This is what bothers me.
Mike says, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yes.
You think that?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I showed you it, and you were like, "That's not really a Christmas movie." I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Well, I think it is.
It takes place at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's not one that I have to watch every year.
It would be funny, says man, to see you react to an old rant and rant about past Rob.
You know, that would be funny if I could put them together.
I don't know if I want to go down that road. Don't know.
Oh, gosh. That would be funny.
Mike says, "Tell us about bad rule books, no index, and endless errata that you have to find online." No. I'll rant in those games when that happens. It's good. We don't need to rant about that here.
Oh, here's one of Jackpot Man's questions. Thank you. Sorry that these didn't show up before.
Steph, this is 100% accurate. Rob has selective memory. He only remembers what he likes. Correct.
Yeah, very accurate.
100%. I know my memory is faulty for sure. 100%. 100%. Princess Bride is a Christmas movie.
I've never seen it. We were just talking about this movie.
Okay, hold on.
Let me see.
There it is. Question. What have been your most memorable moment in board gaming, on and off screen? This has been asked before.
Yeah.
I don't remember what my answer would be to it, because again, my memory is weird, but let me think.
So for me, I think and I don't want to also spoil, and I don't remember 100% of everything, but there was an Arkham scenario where it was win or lose.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
One card, we win. I do not, we lose. And I drew that card.
And there was a deck like this she was drawing from, and
we
blew my mind. I was like, man, if we were recording, I couldn't post this because people think we're cheating.
Yeah, and it was
but it happened live.
Moments that I wanted to, there was so much excitement. I wanted to like get up and like run around the table.
Like no freaking way that just happened.
Yeah, so for me, that was one that I was like, oh my God, that was so epic.
And I was also pissed at the time too, because I remember thinking like, I know if I were to draw the card off that deck, it wouldn't be the right card. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
Mel's luck just happens and it's crazy.
Sometimes, yeah. That was like completely epic. So I'll never forget that.
See Brett commenting, Mel, you need to watch The Princess Bride. I just showed Mel a trailer of that movie like 2 days ago because Mel never heard about it. And I was like, you know what, Mel, they have a board game like based on it. And like, I would play it just for fun on the channel. And she's like, I don't even know what that is. I'm like, what?
So here, we watched the trailer.
I'm like, I showed her the trailer and she didn't look impressed, but I'll show her the movie. And
those kind of movies are kind of like hit and miss me. I'd watch it because if it's a classic movie I just need to have seen once, okay.
But most memorable moment in board gaming, that's Mel's. On mine, one of my most memorable and most enjoyable, and I love. And it is based around probably my favorite board game of all time, still to this point, I think. Because it's the one that pulled me into the hobby. It's the one that I played with the most people. The one that I probably taught the most times. And it even... Mark, thank you so much. Mark is on the nice list. Being a member for 26 months. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy holidays too. Love watching your streams, Mark. I know you do. You don't have to say it. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. Merry holiday. All that stuff to you too.
But I'm excited to hear yours.
So my most memorable moment in board gaming, I can think of a couple, and they are based around when I first got into the hobby, and it was Game of Thrones, the board game, 2nd edition from Fantasy Flight Games, and getting some people from work, including Kyle, who I've never really hung out with these people. I worked on projects with them. They worked in my department. They worked on my floor. I bumped into them at a coffee shop. I ate lunch at the same table as them. I was able to rope up like 30 different people to get them to try and play Game of Thrones board game 2nd edition. And I was doing this at work, getting people to come over to other people's houses. I was bringing the game like on the road. Like we would get together at someone's house after work, and there'd be like all these people, like non-board gamers learning it, just people who love the show. Anyone who talked about the show, I was like, you know what? You should come over later to so-and-so's house. We're going to play the board game. We're looking for a 6th player. And they're like, sure. I'm like, you got 5 hours, 6 hours? Sure. Yeah, I'll come and do it and get some drinks. We play Game of Thrones. And I played at home, lots of friends, family, whatever. But I remember being at work. I remember looking on the computer, working hard, of course, and seeing on Fantasy Flight Games website that they were having a Days of Ice and Fire event. And they did it every year. Even one year, George R. R. Martin went there. And it was basically a weekend at Fantasy Flight Games headquarters to celebrate all things Game of Thrones. And they started doing it for Lord of the Rings and Arkham Horror, or they have Arkham Knights and all this stuff before. But they used to have ones for Game of Thrones way before those ones. And I was like, I want to go to one of these. And one was coming up. And Kyle at the time literally worked in the cubicle next to me. And he's like, what the hell are you looking at? I'm like, hey, you know Game of Thrones, a game you play with me a bunch and you love? Hey, would you want to go to Minnesota, drive for like 16 to 18 hours in a car with me? And we've only hung out a few times. Like, would you want to come with me? And we go to Minnesota and we meet the designers and we play in a tournament with other strangers and play this new expansion we've never played before and have a tournament, an all-day tournament, and then try the card game and trivia and raffles and everything Game of Thrones and get to see the place where this game was made. And he was like, yeah, man. I was like, what? And then another guy I work with, Brian, I was like, hey, Brian. He's like our networking guy. And I was like, you want to come and play this too? We played at his house once. And he played him to our house to play the game. And I was like, would you want to go play this in a competitive environment with people? With strangers and drive in a car with me all the way to Minnesota? And he was like, Sure. What? Are you guys serious? You guys would take a week and we drive to Minnesota, cold of winter. It was like in freaking November or December. Minnesota's so cold, dangerous on the road there and everything. It was so good. We got in a car, we went there, stopped in a hotel, got there. But my most memorable moment of that time was when we woke up early in the same hotel room and we grabbed the table. Pontus, thank you for being a member for 33 months. You are on the nice list, of course.
You made it.
Of course. Pontus, thank you so
much.
much. Thank you for being here for so long. We appreciate it and supporting the channel. But the moment I can remember about that trip, it was not meeting the publisher. It was not meeting Nate French for the first time in person, who makes some of my favorite games. He's one of the best card game designers I've ever known. And meeting all these employees at Fantasy Flight, even meeting volunteers who now are employees at Fantasy Flight. That was like an amazing weekend for many reasons. But the one thing I remember was we were early in the morning before the day of the tournament. Brett, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Donation to fix the question machine. I'll forward that money to YouTube. Thank you, Brett. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the super chat. Was the morning of the tournament. After we'd already hung out at the place, we went to the Fantasy Flight, went to their store, went to their place. We played casually the board game with some people. We played the card game. We learned it there. And we participated in Game of Thrones trivia. We won some prizes. We had a good time. Then the next day was the actual tournament. And it was playing with this new expansion, which they gave us the new expansion, the 4-player expansion, the Feast for Crows, I think it was. And we took it back to the hotel room. And we actually had the board game with us. So we actually, it wasn't even my idea. I come out of the bathroom, and Kyle and Brian are on a table, a little tiny hotel room table. And they have the cards spread out. They have cards from the base game spread out. And they're trying to come up with opening strategies. And if you play this faction, what is your strategy? And if you play that faction, because it gave you new cards to play with, and it was only 4 players, and it changed the map a bit and how you approach the game. And you can't play it so much with negotiation. It was just about who can win in this tournament time limit. So it made the game shorter and everything. Totally changed how we played the game and approached the game. But the fact that we sat there in the morning and we're busting out strategies and trying to figure it, seeing these guys be so passionate about it. And I thought they were just filthy casuals that I pulled in this hobby, and then they were in deep at this point, I could tell. And then we went and played in that tournament. It was so fun. Oh my God, it was crazy. That was one of my best little moments, was the fact I'm in Minnesota at Fantasy Play, gonna play in a tournament, this brand new expansion. No one's ever touched it. We're playing it early. The first time you could ever play this expansion was on that weekend in this tournament, which was so cool. And yeah, I got to see the people who designed it. One of the guys still works at Fantasy Play. Still is he's an executive producer on games and stuff. Jason something. We got to meet him there. That guy's a smart mother effer for sure. But he designed that one.
Oh.
And yeah. So that was one of my best moments off stream in gaming. That was yeah. That started the passion behind it. Keith says 4 years running on the nice list. Where am I this year?
It wasn't on the nice list.
Keith, sorry, man.
I'm so sorry. Thank you, though.
We appreciate your support to the channel and keeping us around. But yeah, sorry about all the bad things you've done. Yeah, you gotta maybe next year, man.
One other thing that's not really it's not on the screen, so it's kind of for the off-screen answer to this question, is those moments where you go to a friend's or family's house and they're asking you to play a game, or we go and our niece is like, oh, Uncle Rob, look at my new game, let me teach you. And those kind of are memorable and exciting, and especially when it's kids and they're so excited.
I love when I bring a game and teach them and play it, and then we go the next week and they own it.
Oh, cartographers, remember?
Yeah.
And then literally my brother, we were playing with our niece, and my brother was ordering it on Amazon because he could see, or not
or,
Amazon,
or I bring games there and I'm I
store.
don't know if they'll like these, but I want to play them with other players and show them because I think they might like it, and it'll also help us learn it, and maybe we'll stream it if it's cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm there a couple weeks later, or a month later, and then I look and I see it on their shelf, and I'm like, oh, I guess they did like that game.
Yeah.
Well,
those are memorable.
I knew I did good on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But Jack Woman, you said you had another question, but I only saw the one. Maybe you don't have any more. That was an amazing question. I like that. It's hard to think about, though. So many great moments.
Pontus asks, what is your favorite game with terrible rules, and why is it an FFG game? It's Mage Knight.
Oh.
Mage Knight is my favorite game with terrible rules.
My favorite game of two.
And I don't know if you mean like the rule set is terrible or you mean the rule book and the learning experience is terrible. But Mage Knight is one of the worst rule books, one of the worst learn to play experiences. Yeah, the community definitely picked up the slack on that one, but that one is like not great to learn and get through. But man, is it worth it if you can get through that and play it. Like, it's not for everybody, of course, but the little puzzle there, like, oh, the engine building, like the adventure, something about that game, it's like, yeah, it's really just a math puzzle, but it's like, I don't know. That game is cool. I wish it had better production, but I don't know. That would be like my favorite I can think of where like I freaking hated learning that game. And I was like offended by that rule book. And the way it was laid out, the way they pull it. Like that game could be way more effort could be put into pulling a player into that game and using like learn to play or reducing the rules or making a nice little learn to play scenario and like really cutting down the rules and using pictures and images and like, or the same thing, examples is what I'm trying to say, and like wording it better and not being so dry and boring and like, yeah, it's like literally the person who like wrote that rule book and all the people behind that rule book, it's like, I don't think they understand the definition of like fun and enjoyment. It's like work and a job and like, it's like a science textbook, like, and even those are made more fun. I don't even know how to say it. I was like, really? This is what they put in the Ultimate Edition? It's like the rulebook's not even better? Like,
Yeah.
You think it would be like, they would have solved it at the time that came out. There was already way better rulebook solutions and ways to pull people into more complex games. But yeah, I know the game is complex, but the rules don't have to be to get someone into it. They could definitely be like, you can baby people into games like that. It just takes time, effort, playtesting, design, and the knowledge and know-how and the willing to spend the money to do it. And because of that, it's not an approachable game for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't recommend anyone buy it ever. And unfortunately, that's the sad truth, because I don't want to hear when they complain back to me that they just can't get it to the table because it's so hard to get through the rules. But there are some good videos out there, again, that help with that. But again, it's like you basically have to take a university night class to learn that game. And it's like based on other people's online content, not even the publishers. So yeah. Yeah.
I can't think of one, but there was a game that we played
Horrible.
recently, and we were like, "Oh, the rulebook was terrible," but I can't remember what it was. So I don't remember.
You know, another one, we were just talking about it today, War of the Ring. That rule book, atrocious. Atrocious. When I have a pad beside me and I'm jotting down notes and trying to like link things together because the rules are so big and just laid out so weird and taught you in not like an easy format. Again, these games, once you know how they work, it's like, this game isn't that bad. Like, it's too bad they didn't go back to it in another printing and actually care and improve things and like hire somebody to make like a learn to play or a shorter scenario to teach you the game. Like, here, you're going to play this 1 hour version of War of the Ring. You're just going to play on this small area of the map, and we're going to walk you through a combat with people, and you're going to play this little mini game that takes an hour, and it just teaches you the basics. And then once you're ready, go and read the other rest of the rule book or the reference book or whatever, and learn the rest of the rules on top of that. Mm-hmm. But once you have the basics down, then we can go to the other stuff that you don't really need to know that often. Hence, the learn to play a guide and rules reference format is like the best, because here's the rules you'll have to know all the time, and here's the rules that come up every now and then that you don't need to throw at you right now to confuse you. Keep them separate. Like, spend the time to learn that and study that and have people play test and watch them and learn what questions come up and then learn how to fix your rules and your entry point into the game. Yeah, there you go.
It seems like other people are agreeing with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, man, those games could be so much more popular, and like, if they just like fix the problem with the game. And it's like, yeah, it's not really the production. It's not the insert to the box. It's like the entry point, the onboarding. Like, find someone who knows how to do onboarding and like, you know, get them in there and yeah, like spend the effort, spend the money. Don't just jam more shit in the box. Like some more minis and another few tiles and a scenario. Like, put a better like entry point into your game in the box. You'll sell more copies, I promise you. Like, stupid idiots. Idiots. Christmas is ruined
for you.
Anyway, it's Festivus, right? I'm airing my grievances. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Welcome to Rob's festive Q&A stream, or Festivus Q&A stream.
Who doesn't want a Christmas Rob rant?
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah.
Matthew has a question. That one there.
Matthew has a
That's
question.
funny.
Okay, this is important. I gotta find
Yeah.
this one.
One says, I have a question.
Matthew Rose says, I have a question. What is up with the dead reindeer on your shirt on Thursday? I thought that was hilarious.
It's so funny.
I don't know if it's nearby, but that would be funny. Anyways, this.
It's hanging in there.
Okay.
Let me get it.
Yeah. We'll be right back in 2 seconds. All right, we're back. Okay, so this is the sweater. It's washed, ready to wear at some family members' functions. You like the green bag of presents here. But it is just a sweater I found online that was funny, and I wanted a sweater to wear on stream that wasn't green. To wear sweaters on stream, I can't buy 99% of Christmas sweaters because they're all green, and we play on a green screen, right? So this sweater at least had blue and white and gray at the top. It doesn't look very Christmassy when I'm wearing it like this on stream. It's hard to tell this is a Christmas sweater, but I bought it because I thought it'd be funny to wear to family members' houses too. So it's basically like Santa's crashed down, in the wild, and there's no cell phone reception, and basically has to eat his own reindeer to survive. And yeah, I just thought it was funny. So
I think my mom thought that was funny.
it's
last
dark
year.
humor. It's definitely dark, I know, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I was like, I have to have this sweater. So that's what the reindeer on it was from. It's Santa is actually like needs to survive. It's like a the plane crash kind of scenario. So that's what it is. Jackpot Man, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Fun fact: I found your channel from your Mage Night videos. Any plans for more Mage Night?
I mean, after that rant,
Okay, Mage Night involves more work than Star Wars Rebellion and War of the Ring combined.
maybe that could have been the third on the list.
No.
right? No, that's a different
No.
category altogether.
I could still try for that one this year. Like if I stream less and try for some of these more nutty games again, then I can play them. But it's like then I'm only have like 3 streams a month, and that's like that's the way it's got to be. Like I can try, or like not 3 streams a month. Sorry, like 3 games a month. I would obviously play Mage Knight probably a few streams.
Oh yeah, like once
like once I learn it, I'm like, let's play with this expansion, let's play that scenario, let's play it again tomorrow, like, But yeah, that's what would happen. And it's less variety is what I would say. Maybe not less streams, because again, 1 Mage Knight stream equals like 3 regular streams. But you know what I mean? Like it's like for those 3 weeks it might only be Mage Knight on the channel because I don't want to forget the rules. So I won't learn anything else or play anything else. Maybe you want a blue screen for Christmas? But then now I can't buy sweaters with blue in them. So now I got to get rid of these ones. No, just... Does Dan know about this divorce from Mage Knight? There's no divorce.
No divorce.
I've always felt that way about Mage Knight. You can probably watch my first streams of Mage Knight where I'm bitching about the work that was put in to learn this thing and where to find some good resources and how the publisher sucks ass. And yes, WizKids sucks ass. Like, if I think about cheap, cost-cutting, corner-cutting publishers, WizKids is up there. For sure. For sure. Like, if I'm like, I want to show someone how board gaming is cool and quality and like not what you remember, and I want to show someone to the hobby, I'm not showing them a WizKids game. Like, not at all, ever. No, not a thing. Nope. I'm embarrassed by that. But once you're in the hobby and you understand, there's like different degrees of everything, like, Yeah, no. Doesn't mean they can have fun with those games. No, you can have fun with WizKids games, but it's like quality and like rules and like components and play testing and that kind of stuff. Like, come on, like, yeah, like, no WizKids Christmas card for you. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that. But yeah, it's too bad another publisher didn't get Mage Knight, the board game. It's too bad the license didn't run out there, or like I'm still waiting for that digital version from Direwolf Digital to happen. I don't know if that thing's dead in the water, but They would make it seem like a very quality game, like from all angles. Imagine learning Mage Knight through a Direwolf digital adaptation of that game. Holy crap! Yes, please. Yes, please. That needs to happen. Take my money. Take my money. And yes, I know there's some dude that made a knockoff version of Mage Knight and it's on Steam and it's a game. I just don't know if that teaches you Mage Knight, then I could pull out the board game and play that because they re-theme everything and name everything different. But yeah. Minion, you have a good Christmas too. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you so much, Minion. Enjoy your dinner.
But yeah. Oh yeah, Chad, I did hear that. Yes, yes. There is a new Mage Knight expansion coming out in 2025. Yeah.
So maybe that is a reason to pull it up.
Have I played any expansions for Mage Knight? 0. So I don't need to wait for that. I just need to play the game and learn it again.
Do you have expansions?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the Ultimate Edition comes with some of the expansions already bundled in.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that's why I bought it. I was like, might as well buy that version. And if I do like it, I have the expansions instead of trying to track down out of print expansions later. So I just thought it made sense. So when it was in stock, I was like, yes, I'm paying more for the game that I don't even know I'll like it. When I could buy like a secondhand version of just the base game or even a new one. I've seen them at local game stores still have the new version of the original, just the base game of Mage Knight, the board game. But I was like, I'll just get it with the expansions and everything so that I have it if I want it. It's fine. And it was just easier to get. Oh yeah, and you can use characters from the expansions right away, which maybe I have used a character from the expansion. I don't remember. But yeah. Jackpot Man says, next solo-only game on your wish list, if any? There was one. I don't remember now. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. There was one that I was like, man, I want to play in January and try to get a hold of it. And I don't remember what it was now.
Did you already get it, or were you?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't really.
Wasn't there one that you just got? That was only.
I know. That's what I'm trying to think. To be honest, like this last year, I've not been really into the solo gaming. Like I've been also just like, I don't really want to play games solo that often. I definitely have more fun playing with other people at the table. So those games I prioritized. But I have played some solo games. I have fun with them for sure. But it's not like, again, I play solo games on the channel, but I don't want to consider myself like I wouldn't be like, I'm a solo gamer. I know all. Let me tell you the best solo games ever. Because like I play solo games just to try out the solo modes and see if they're any good. And some solo only games, it's the only way you can play them and they're awesome. Like Final Girl, Hostage Negotiator, those are amazing games. Like I can't believe I didn't try those earlier because I was like, oh, they're solo only, not for me. But you can still have fun with them. But yeah, solo only, I don't know.
There's one though that I remember you wanted.
Yes, there was. Yeah, there was one, and I don't remember what it was. I'm like, oh, I'll get that, and I want to play that. Ah, frig. Yeah, Jackpot Man, I'm sorry. I'm just like brain farting. I don't remember. Matthew's off to play Rock Hard 1977. Merry Christmas and Elf off.
Merry Christmas, Matthew.
Hope you have fun and
good luck.
Okay, here's one Rock Hard and go elf yourself for you too.
Brian also says Merry Christmas, Robin.
Yeah, hey Brian. Merry
Thank you so
Christmas
much.
to you too. Merry Christmas to you too.
Is anybody playing anything this holiday season that they're super excited for?
Yeah.
That's a good
Yes, that is the question. What is the
love
game that you will be playing over the holidays with family or solo only, whatever, or friends that you are looking forward to actually getting to the table, that you're excited to like relearn or you've learned recently or you just play a lot and you're excited to teach people? But yeah, I'll tell you mine. Mine is Western Legends. I will be playing that over the holidays with people. I cannot wait to play them with them because it'll give me the vibes that I used to have with playing Game of Thrones, a board game, or Scythe. These like get a whole bunch of people around the table for hours playing a like, you know, competitive kind of game. Western Legends for me, and also that Santa's Workshop. I want to play that basic mode with my niece. And also I got an expansion for Lords of Vegas, which is my like a game I would basically say I would never play Monopoly because Lords of Vegas exists. And I always show that to people because everyone knows Monopoly, and then I show them this game and they get it, and then they enjoy the theme and they have fun. But there was an expansion recently that I saw at my local game store that added like 4 new maps and some different variants to the game, and it works with the older version that I have. So I bought that, and I might try that over the holidays with some people if I can. But I don't know if I'll be able to fit that in this year. But I love playing Lords of Vegas around the holiday time. That is like my kind of like less complex but still a fun theme that resonates with some family members and stuff. And yeah, had some great times in the past with it. I know those may not be the most exciting games and the newest games, but that's just what it is. So Derek says Aeon's Trespass Odyssey.
Awesome.
Keith says the same.
Oh,
wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want to like that game. I was interested in it when it was first like talked about on crowdfunding, and I see what they're trying to do. But then when I saw like the complexity and like all what's involved in that, and it's like, I don't know if that's for me anymore. I don't know if I want to take on a game like that. But I am happy for you guys finding the time to get that to the table, because I'm sure it will be enjoyable. Yeah, it's a beast. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like I look at it and I'm like looking from the outside in. I'm like, oh, I'm a little jelly. But then it's like, I don't want to put in the time and effort on that game like that. But I'm sure it's rewarding. And I'm sure it's great. But yeah, I just am not out of place for that kind of stuff right now. Jackpot Man saying, question for Mel, which 2-player only game are you excited for?
To be honest, there is nothing that I'm like super excited for right now where I'm like waiting for it to come in or super excited. There's nothing that I'm like, I want this game so badly. I don't know. We have games that we've talked about and I'm like, oh yeah, I would like to play this again, or
yeah, I show Mel games sometimes, and like I said before, I show games sometimes on crowdfunding or on like I go on a store website. I'm like, oh, this game's there. I want to order it or pre-order it. And I show Mel what it is. And she's like, oh, that looks fun. I'll play that. And then I add it. And then months later, years later, it shows up. And Mel's like, what is that game? I'm like, I showed you it. You said you really liked it and you want to play it. And she's like, okay, whatever. I'll play it. She's not like, yeah, she's not so deep into it like that.
Yeah, but there's nothing I'm like super, super excited for, I would say, for like 2025 coming up this year. But I'm just excited to continue playing games on the table and see what happens.
2-player only.
Yeah, like 2-player only, especially. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing that I can think of that I'm like, oh, I'm super excited for this game. Like, I am excited for the next Arkham campaign, but again, like not 2-player only.
You want to play that solo? Only you can.
No, that I can't play solo. I need 2 people.
Well, you'll have the chat helping you. You can play
no, another
solo.
deck for sure. Like, you can't do it all by yourself.
Yes, you can.
Well, you can, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yogi will put together a great solo-only deck for you. He'll walk you through every card choice. It's basically Yogi playing. And yeah, you can feel confident. Oh, Janet mentioned a game. Lord of the Rings version of Duel? What is that game called?
Mike did as well. Lord of the Rings Duel as well.
What is that called? Is that what it's called?
Mike says, I'll be playing some Rock Hard 1977 also, and whatever I can get my daughter to sit down and play with me, aka Stranger Things. That's always, yeah. That's always awesome.
Yeah, I remember he played Seven Wonders Duel and had fun with it on the channel.
Oh, rethemed with area control instead of points. Huh. Duel for Middle Earth. Is that what it's called? Yes.
Okay, Lord of the Rings Duels for Middle Earth. You know what? This game looks exactly the same. Hold on, let me see. It's not, I don't know. Damn you, BGG. I just want to zoom in, but not that far. Oh, this game. I know where I've seen this game before. we've seen this game upstairs on our table in our living room because we're learning it right now. That's where I've seen it
I wasn't
before.
sure where you're going with that.
Oh, that's the game that I want to play before New Year's, and if not, right after New Year's, if we can learn it in time and feel confident with it. But I feel like we will because we already played Seven Wonders Duel before. Yeah, that's where I've seen that game before. I just couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, we own this game, and I'm learning. I have this all spread out. I punched it out, started reading the rules. Yeah, we'll play this game on the channel soon. But I don't like mentioning these kind of things because then if I don't play it anytime soon, and then it gets put back on the shelf because we played something else.
Well, that's we're in the process of.
But yeah, we'll start playing this hopefully over the next few days, but it might be over the next few weeks. We'll see. But I've already personally cracked it out and started looking at it. Mel hasn't touched it yet, if you want to know.
No.
But that's that's where I've seen it before. See, if it has Lord of the Rings on the box, I try to find a sneaky way of always buying it, but I don't know if I always will get to play them. But I'm a sucker for Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and fantasy in general. Like, if you put those on an IP, even if the game looks like garbage, I need to buy it for some reason. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I want people to keep making Lord of the Rings board games, so I have to buy all the crap ones, so that hopefully every now and then someone will keep the IP going and keep making games in that genre, and then we still get the good ones, you know? And that's how I work. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's funny.
I don't know if that makes sense, but I was just trying to find a good picture of it, like actually spread out, and I'm like, man, I can't find the right picture. The joke's gonna fall apart here. Like, come on, BGG, help me out here. It's not happening as smooth as I thought.
But yeah, like I can't really think of anything I'm excited for. But if I think of anything, I'll let you know.
Okay. Oh, I got some suggestions here. Where is it? Belko's saying best 2-player only, Star Wars Rebellion, in my opinion.
Belko, did you see the poll in the community tab that's happening right now?
But then Pontus corrects him, you mean unlimited, right?
No, but he says no. So anybody that joined late, there's a poll going on in the community tab asking which game between War of the Ring and Star Wars Rebellion you guys would like to see us play.
Yeah, I don't know if I can post.
I can put the thing again.
Oh, it's letting me do it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think when I had the Q&A thing going, it locked me out of the regular chat. But if you go there, yeah, for those that joined late, I thought about this yesterday. I've been itching to play one of these games this year. It might be in a couple weeks, might be in a couple months. I don't know when it'll fit in, but I'm going to leave this poll up for a little bit. You guys can vote whenever. We already have 113 votes.
Wow.
9 likes and a comment. I don't even want to read that comment live on stream because who knows how bad it is. I'm just kidding. But yeah, one of these games, Mel and I will take the time to learn, practice off stream play. We're going to throw an expansion in, and I want to play them personally. It's kind of selfish. I want to play both of these games, but I probably will only have the time and like can block out the schedule for like one. Maybe we'll see how the second half of the year is going. Obviously, if we don't go to Gen Con, it would buy us some extra time and be able to do that stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's either Star Wars Rebellion or War of the Ring. Both are epic. Both will probably take the same amount of time to learn, to play, to practice, throw in an expansion, all that stuff. One we played like on the channel 6 years ago or something. The last time, Star Wars Rebellion, different home, different cameras, mics, very, very bad quality in my opinion, but it's what we had at the time. And thank you to all your support for allowing us to invest in the equipment on the channel and grow. And then War of the Ring we did during like COVID, I want to say, during like 2020.
Yeah.
We were kind of forced. We had no one else to play with, so we had to play a 2-player only game. No, I'm just kidding. But we finally, after owning that game for like a decade or whatever, finally got it out, learned it, put the effort in, and made it over that hill. And we got it played on the channel. And that is better quality, but still, even since then, we've had new cameras, audio equipment, and stuff like that. Better internet we've had since that. Maybe better bitrate and stuff we could do. We'll see. But they're both very similar games. War of the Ring came out, popular. Fantasy Flight said, hey, hold my beer. I'm going to do it with the Star Wars license. So they have a Star Wars version of War of the Ring. Yeah, chronicling the best movies in both universes. And yeah, so we're going to play one. And if we were to only play one of them in all of 2025 out of these 2 games, which one would you want us to dedicate the time to play live with you guys on stream and have a big, epic, long, huge stream of it and have fun playing it and learning it? You choose. And you don't have to be a paid member to do this. I just put it open It's not a member only poll unless I accidentally click the wrong buttons.
No, sure.
This one's a full poll out to everyone else. So feel free to get involved and pick. If you're on your phone, this will pop up probably in your subscription feed. But I don't think on PC these pop up for everybody. So you'll have to go out of your way to find them. But if you're watching this later, go vote. Because this will be up for a few weeks probably. That is not how I expected the results to be going.
I know.
But again, when we played Star Wars Rebellion on the channel was only so big. When we played War of the Ring, the channel was a lot bigger. And War of the Ring, I think our War of the Ring playthrough, we've only done one, had like lots of views compared to the Rebellion, which we played a few times, had way less views. But again, the channel was in different points and different qualities, and those were different themes. Maybe one game we played...
One we played live, one we didn't.
Yeah, one game was live, one game wasn't, one was pre-recorded. So yeah, but the poll is showing me the opposite of what those results were, but who knows? But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So many things can change. There's about 123 votes on it now.
Which is nothing, because we've done polls before and we get like thousands of votes, so we'll see. We'll see how YouTube gets that out to people and whatever, but...
Yeah, we posted it midstream, so...
But yeah, we'll see how passionate... Some people won't care and then they won't vote, which is fine.
Yeah.
And again, you can vote and then not even watch it. Like, I don't care, but it's all good. But if you want us to play one over the other and know there's no option to skip both of them and play your favorite game, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. We'll still try to play your favorite games too. We'll see. But,
I'm sure you'll get a comment about that.
Yeah, I know. That's probably what
either of these.
That's probably what the comment is. Let's see.
Here. Oh, you got
Sorry, Tolkien. Sorry, Lucas. Both bases are covered, LOL. Maybe one day I can include Sanderson. Okay. Can't please everybody. Is there a Wheel of Time epic game like this? Probably not, right? Like a 2-player head-to-head. I don't know Wheel of Time very well. I'm sure that's what he's referring to, right?
I don't know.
The author of Wheel of Time?
I don't know. I can find out.
But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. But yeah, there you go. Oh man. All right. I think we're good. I think that Q&A is right around the time where we called it.
I think we've answered all of your questions, those burning questions.
So if you have any more questions, remind us next year in this exact same time. Don't ask me any more until then. Save them till then. Yeah. So if you need to know what game to buy for Christmas for your loved one this year, just ask me next year in the stream and I'll let you know. It might be too late though. But I'm just kidding. Chad says, no more rants. It's not supposed to be full of rants, all right? It just happens. Every stream happens like that.
I thought there would be different types of questions, though. You guys asked some questions I would never, ever thought of.
Every year it's like that, though. Some are thrown out at us. Yeah, no more questions. 365 days, we're closed.
Yep.
Only gameplay. And the only questions you can ask is about the game we're playing in the stream only. That is all. Not about the game that you want us to play.
Jackpot says more coffee house chats.
Again, I stopped doing those because it didn't align with my whole 2024 resolution of avoiding crowdfunding as much as possible. And so obviously doing a weekly stream or monthly stream talking about crowdfunding campaigns would definitely not help me avoid crowdfunding. It would have me still buying and filling my backlog of crowdfunding games and supporting projects, which I didn't want to do. And I know I tried to fit retail games in those streams and talk about general board gaming news and stuff too. The other thing is a lot of people didn't click on those videos because even though I put like what the topics were in the description, it's like people aren't going to click on a random coffee chat stream not knowing what it is. Only those people like want to hang out the whole time, whatever. So it's hard. Sometimes I put in the thumbnails like what their main topics were, but it's hard to just like talk about it because then people will come literally in the next stream and go, Rob, what are your thoughts on this game on crowdfunding? I'm like, I literally just talked for an hour and a half about that game on a coffee chat stream. But it's like, I'm not going to tell them like, go find that stream and like, go scrub this or find that chapter. And, you know, so it was like, it was fun to do and maybe they'll happen again, but it's like not enough people are watching them. And a lot of the information is just kind of like all too long of a stream and they're all just jammed in there. I don't know. Yeah, I know it could just be a hangout or like a Q. I should just do like more Q&As. And just do the coffee house thing, add a Q&A, and just hang out.
But do people prefer
But yeah.
this over, like, if we were to take out a gameplay session to insert
I wouldn't have to.
Q&A?
I wouldn't have to.
You wouldn't
I
have
could
to?
fit it in, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just I'm not motivated to do it. I'm not passionate about it. I need something to be passionate about, to want to talk about it or to cover it. And I'm just more passionate about playing games and showing cool games and enjoying streaming while playing. Playing in the hobby is what I like doing.
Yeah.
Talking about the hobby, not so much. It happens. It's a side effect of being in the hobby, but it's like not what my enjoyment is. I want the hobby to be better, and that's what fuels the rants. I want more people to respect the hobby, join the hobby, and care about the hobby. Like, I go to a family function this holidays. People know all about the crappy games at Walmart, Toys R Us, Target, whatever. And on the garbage ones on Amazon or whatever here in Canada. And everyone knows about movies that have come out. Everyone's respecting TV shows. Hell, even they care about comics more nowadays and respect that medium. But do people respect modern board gaming and not look at it as a stupid kid thing? People respect video games more than I ever would have thought being a kid growing up when video games popped off. Back then, nobody respected them. In the 90s, they were poison and kids should stay away from them. They're ruining the world. And nowadays, it's like an industry that's bigger than like TV and gaming, or TV and movies, like put together. Like it's respected. It's taken seriously. It makes mainstream media, news, and like video games are respected. And board gaming is not. Board gaming is a joke. And it's a joke because people still bring those trashy, poorly designed, horrible memories from your childhood board gaming sessions, from those bad designed board games that they didn't age well. And some people still play them because they think it's the only option, or they remember them as something they just did as a kid and didn't really care about. But people remember playing Mario Brothers. People like Monopoly is like, yeah, I played Monopoly, whatever. But it's like there is so many better games out today, and the hobby's maturing, kind of like video games matured and is taken serious now. There's like esports behind it. It's like channels and websites. It's main media. People line up for it, all this stuff. But board gaming, there's no big board game launches. There's no board games in the news. There's like, yes, there's conventions. We're getting there. But even those are like a mishmash. Like, the hobby needs some standards, needs some serious maturing, needs some templating, some standards, some quality, some like weeding out the garbage, caring about the new players and the growth of the hobby rather than gatekeeping and all that stuff. And that's what I rant about. That's what I fight about. That's what I see as a problem. And I would love to fix it. And hopefully I see that in my lifetime, and it happens, where the way I watch video games grow from a joke, from, a thing that people do in an arcade where drugs are sold and kids shouldn't be, and it's horrible and it's going to ruin your life, to like now it's something that's taken seriously and people have jobs based around it, and it's something you can go to school for, and like it's serious. I know you can go to school to learn board game design. It's game design. It's all the same thing, but board gaming is not the same. It's like not respected. It's not matured, and it needs to be matured. So yeah, that's why I rant. That's why I hope. But I just love playing board games, and I want that to be. And if I can show that, if someone can bump into one of my videos that's like, oh, I love Game of Thrones. Oh, I found there's a board game. I love Lord of the Rings. Oh, there's a really good board game or a card game. I will try that. And then boom, they're in the hobby. Like, I want to make videos and show off that stuff in a quality way, and like pull people in and show them it's not as hard as you think, and it's easier to get into. And rope them in and do my part. But yeah, so that's what I do. And I'm going to keep doing that. Thank you for subscribing, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Mike James says, a lot of the old guard still defending bad publisher practices. Yes, because they're paid by those publishers and they're friends with those publishers. And yeah, those publishers got them to where they are today by, put my logo on your board game and I'll tell everyone your board game is the best, and you promote me, I'll promote you, even though like it's all garbage. Yeah, that happens, of course. Yeah, you pay me, I'll make a video and tell people this is a game they must own. Yeah, that happens still to this day. But yeah, no. It's got to be called out. It's not helping, says Mike, and I'm with you on that, Rob. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's not helping, no.
Yep. Like, I cannot wait for the day where just like a book release or a comic release or a video game release or a movie release or a TV show drop, and people care, and they either line up or they pre-order, they get excited, and there's more than just the small amount of folks on BGG who care, or like the small hardcore community that cares. I want it to be where like, oh my God, they're releasing the second version of a game and like mainstream media is covering it. And people are going to local hobby stores and they're in the news and like, yeah, and we're all excited about this release where everyone gets the game on the same day and everyone's hyped about it.
Yeah.
And that exists in every other hobby and it creates hype and love and things to look forward to. But in our hobby, the game you're looking forward to, only like 1,000 other people are looking forward to it. And I'm not looking forward to it and I don't care. And that exists in the other hobby, but it's such a larger scale that it actually makes more noise in our, like, in mainstream media and stuff too. And that's where we got to reach, I think.
Do you think one of the problems is that companies just kind of keep trying to create more and more and more and more,
Yeah.
another game, instead of just making a really great game that everybody wants?
Yeah. But it happens in all other mediums too. That's fine. Like,
yeah, like I understand not every movie's for everybody,
Yeah.
video games for everybody, books for everybody. I know that.
like we see Gloomhaven succeed at crowdfunding, and then everyone and their brother thinks they can make a dungeon crawler and fill a giant box and sell it for that price on crowdfunding, and they'll make a business off it, and they'll get to thrive and then go to conventions and hire employees and make other games and stuff. No, that's not how it works. You still have to have some quality. You gotta have some luck. You gotta be unique, do your thing, and like, and it's not gonna work for everybody. But like even like Wingspan gets hot, and then everybody and their brother wants to make a game about animals and plants and nature and whatever, and they're all trying to hit. So every publisher's like, okay, find a designer working on a game about trees or bears or eggs or whatever, and let's print it and sell it, and hopefully it gets that Wingspan money, you know?
But that's a problem because people that want that are just buying Wingspan. You need to create something different.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Yep. But that's the problem. Everyone's just constantly making new stuff because like the profit's not there because the hobby won't reach mainstream, and that you need to sell things on a larger scale to reduce costs of manufacturing to improve profit. But if you keep just throwing all these garbage games and they have low sales, you're never making profit. Like, that's not how that works. You got to take your time. You got to get something out there that's going to hit. But again, it's like the profit's not there to market it, get through the noise because there's so much noise. Like, I don't know. Just too much stuff, man. Too much stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. It's like, that's what I want, and it's not a thing. I don't know. I guess we have that kind of thing. Like, we had it with, like, Star Wars Unlimited, kind of, where we saw that, where, like, they were launching a new set, the game was coming out, and the stores were having more people show up, and they couldn't get product, because FFG still underprinted a game, didn't know the hype. And we saw people going to a pre-release, hoping to get the game on launch day. Some people getting mad they couldn't get it. Prices skyrocketed, hard to find. People are hyped and everyone cared. And I did see mainstream media articles about it because it was like competing with Magic the Gathering, and it was Star Wars, and it was in people's mouths. But yeah, that's the closest thing I can think of. Like, Magic the Gathering has like reached mainstream because there's like celebrities behind it. Hasbro's put lots of marketing money behind that. It's been around for so long. There's like people who've experienced it when they're a kid, still know it exists, and it gets out there, right? They have all those IPs it's tied to now. Lord of the Rings, Fallout, all this stuff, which some people hate, but it's a way that people are finding that game by finding those IPs, which I've been bitching about forever. Get some of these IPs that people love and pull them into the hobby with it. They're doing that, and that's great. Is it good? I don't know, but that's what they're doing. So it's like, that's the closest thing I can think of. But again, Magic just releases like a new product every 3 days as a new set, and that's like too much. That's not very mainstream friendly at all. But yeah, I just want to be there where it's like something is launching and like a board game or something. It's like people are hyped like they would be for a new novel from an author or something like that, you know, like even on that level. And yeah, that would be cool. But right now I see like, oh, there's like couple thousand people back at Kickstarter. That's record breaking. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they got 12,000 backers. That's it?
Yeah, that's like nothing in.
Like, my high school had more people in it. Like, what? Really? That's it? And then it's like, okay, how many people buy it when it comes out? Oh, it wasn't available in retail, so nobody could buy it when it came out. So it didn't really come out. People just got it who pre-ordered it before. And then now everyone wants it and they're talking about it, but they can't get it. and then, or my store has it, but my store doesn't, and it came in this country, but it didn't, and it's delayed 2 months to this country because of the ship and this and that. It's like, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the big release, like one day, big release. Everyone's pumped. They take it serious. Things are stored. A game releases on a specific day. And the closest thing is the CCGs that do that. That's it. Where stores have to follow street dates and all that stuff. But yeah, we need it to be taken more serious. Oh, is there no Stephen King games like based on any of those IPs? Really? There's no It, the board game? Ooh. I'd give that a little run. Yeah, if Prospero Hall was still around, I could see them, you know, like the way they made like the ET and those kind of games, like put like that level of complexity to it.
Yeah.
Slap some of those IPs on there. Yeah. Oh, Ruben says the current market is just too small. Even Wingspan selling 2.5 million copies only amounts to 125 million at most. If a Hollywood movie made that much, it would be considered a flop. But remember though, that's a kind of a different. That's apples and oranges, because like there is no movie. I mean, there are movies you can make on small budgets, but the budget behind putting a board game like Wingspan together versus the budget of putting a movie together, quite different things, right?
Yeah, you'd have to scale that.
Yeah, like you're paying like one designer, two designers, and an artist, you know, versus like go to the credits of any movie. How long does it scroll for and how many people are involved in it? I look in the back of the rule book, the amount of playtesters is not even like equal to the amount of people that were on like the sound team for a movie, you know? So like that's a whole different pay scale kind of thing. 125 million for like 10 people who worked on a board game maybe, you know? I know there's like manufacturing behind it and all that stuff, but you know, but there's also manufacturing behind movies that they're also marketing toys and material and posters and t-shirts and merchandise all the exact same way a board game's done. That is also part of the movie. And if the movie flops, that stuff also flops, and it's even more money lost. So the 125 million for a movie doesn't need to cover the cost of the movie. It needs to cover the cost of all the marketing and the merchandise and licensing and all that stuff. There's so much more money on the table for that. So yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's less money it's less money to make it less exciting to write about. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that
makes sense.
If you were to write an article saying that a board game made $125 million, that seems like a lot, because
that is nuts.
That is.
Oh no, Chrome broke.
Because people think that board games cost $20, right? Like they don't know.
True. That is expensive. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
And I didn't even know that. And that's nuts. Okay. Well.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it definitely is fun. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, it's just apples and shoes. Yeah, not apples and oranges, apples and shoes. Anyways, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great holiday. We are back tomorrow streaming more Lord of the Rings living card game, playing our Arid Mithrin campaign. So if you're joining us for that, we'll be back for that tomorrow. And then we'll take a few days off for the holidays. Definitely playing some board games during those times, though, just not on stream. And then we'll be back after holidays. I'll be playing more Slay the Spire digital. And we'll be back playing more LotR LCG. Hopefully we'll get to that, I never forget the name of it, Duel for Middle Earth. Maybe we'll get played, hopefully, before Mel goes back to work. Plus, we have another game we want to play, Lord of the Rings themed, on New Year's Eve or day. So if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, I'm in the mood and I want to play that. And then maybe if War of the Ring wins our poll on our community tab, maybe we'll play that in a few weeks or months. So stay tuned. If not, we're going to be playing Star Wars Rebellion. One or the other, your choice. Go vote. But yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Be safe. Play some board games. Pull some stuff off your shelf. Blow the dust off it, or take the shrink wrap off of something you aren't playing because it's not new, and put that new game away and go find that classic in your collection and learn it and play it, whether it's solo, whether you're playing with friends or family, and play that over the holidays. If you have holidays, if you don't, make some time for it. Go to the local board game store, whatever, and play the damn game. Go have some fun, even if it's not the new hotness. What I learned this year, in the last couple of years, even playing a game that's 10 years old, that isn't even in print anymore, it still can be super fun and might even be better than all the stuff you bought this year on crowdfunding all put together. So yeah, just go check your collection. You might have something in there. Even if you played it 100 times, I haven't played it in 5 years, try to get it played this holidays and have some fun and feel good about it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.